Hello and welcome to the Super Business Women Show here on Intellectual Radio. It's your girl, CEO Lexi Couture, with All Things Couture, and I am joined with myself. How is everybody doing this beautiful Saturday out there, all our listeners? I will be joined shortly with our special guest co-host, Will Adams, as well as the savvy investor, Crystal Lewis. I'm actually on vacation, in case y'all were wondering. So we're gonna call this a workcation, I guess. Whatever. But but you got to do what you got to do. The show must go on, as we say in show business. So I am here, and I'm honored to always be here representing the Super Businesswoman Show. So hello to all the listeners and everyone out there. I'm going to be talking to myself and you guys. So this is exciting. I had a fantastic birthday. If you guys don't follow me on social media, go ahead and do that. It's at CEO Lexi Couture on all platforms. Facebook, it's Alexis Arce. And you can see all the fun things I did and all the places I went to. I got to check out this vegan restaurant up north called Bloom, which if you're vegan, even if you're not vegan, I suggest you give it a try. Phenomenal. Everything. And I may have been hungry. When you're hungry, sometimes you be like, oh, that was so good. But no, I don't think I psyched myself out because it was some things I didn't like too much. And other things I like more than the others. So the fried oysters were phenomenal. Actually, I'm going to see how far it is from here because I might just head on over that way and pick me up some more. But I do have an interesting segment that I'm going to have today on All Things Couture, and that's going to be talking about the importance of staying independent as a musician. I'm also going to dive into the there's some new news going on about AI being used in music. So I want to talk about that. There's some hot topics going on. But what I'm going to do is take a really, really, really quick break. Really quick. So don't go anywhere. Stay right there. If you are listening to us on IntellectualRadio.com, don't touch any buttons. If you want to look at us, go to YouTube and search Intellectual Radio Podcast and hit that live button, and you'll be able to see our beautiful faces. I'll be right back on the Super Businesswoman Show here on Intellectual Radio. Of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and want to apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and want to apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me since I'm so far? Would you even speak to me if I should call? Sometimes it's hard to sleep. Staring at the stars when I dream, I blink, and damn, there you are. Do you think of me and wish we could have worked things out one way or another? At least we should have stayed friends, not so much lovers. Do you think of me? We love to hug and kiss. We love to rub that love is what I miss. Do you think of me? Hello and welcome back to the Super Businesswoman Show here on Intellectual Radio. It's your girl, CEO Lexi Couture. Y'all heard me in the background. That's Do You Think of Me by CEO Lexi. It's available on all platforms, everywhere. Go ahead, download that, stream it, purchase it, put it as your ringtone, and all those beautiful things. I am now joined here with my lovely co-host, the savvy investor. How we doing, Crystal?
I'm doing pretty good. I feel good today.
You liking outside?
I'm liking outside. I'm liking my timing.
Look. We
Yes,
we gonna play the lottery every time Crystal on time.
Well,
we pick
we gonna
three
make
or
some
something.
money then.
Yeah,
coming soon. Because last week it really touched me to understand that you really need to get to something on time that you're a part of. So I was pretty close.
I get it. Hey, you beat the traffic. I love it. I love to see it. I'm glad you're here to join me because I was talking to myself and Wanda was over there laughing at me. And,
well, I'm sure you were doing a good job. I'm sure you were doing a good job.
over there just talking to myself, but it's all good. So I guess I'll just go ahead and get into my segment. Let me fix this hair, y'all. Y'all want to see our antics again? Go over there to YouTube and search Intellectual Radio Podcast and hit that live button. or go to any of our lives as well. So, like I said, my All Things Couture segment today is going to be talking about the importance of staying independent as a musician, and especially in the age of AI. So, we're in an era where AI can create a beat in seconds, and we're dealing with something like, if you're into any music news, which hopefully some of you guys are at least seeing some of it, legendary producer Timbaland just recently signed an AI musician. So the value of staying independent as a real human artist has never been clearer or more critical. So today I'm diving into that topic, and it's critical to every artist, producer, and creative out there. The importance of staying independent in the music industry, especially now as artificial intelligence begins to reshape the landscape in ways that affect us all. So, like I said, in the headlines, legendary producer Timbaland, who reportedly assigned what's being called the first AI artist to his label. Um, there's also been social media buzz and confusion around one of his recent competitions. This invited independent artists to submit their music for a fee, and there's speculation that some of that musical data may have been used in training or creating the AI musician that he signed. So, as for me, as a advocate of independent musicians, the reason that this is kind of troublesome is that we advocate for ownership, we advocate for the rights to be protected of musicians. um, we don't know if he mined this data from all these musicians that submitted music. Was this music protected? Was this music copyrighted? It was submitted to this competition, and then out of nowhere, he signs an AI musician instead of all these probably thousands and thousands of independent musicians that submitted to this competition. So it's up for speculation, and it's a little sketchy to me.
So my question in that is, with the AI, that's really an artificial intelligence and it's not a voiceover or anything like that.
Right, it's actually artificial intelligence
Okay, so
musician.
maybe that's kind of like the new wave of what's going on. And how do those who look at it from a perspective, what I'm listening to you say is a perspective of just like independence. I don't know if it's from AI or trying to figure out how to work around it and make sense, but we are in a new world order, so we have to, get involved with the way that that's set up.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to dive more into this. I'm going to talk more about the importance of staying independent as a musician, and then I'm going to bring that in and why that's important in this wave of AI. AI making music, I guess, is cool. It's kind of tech, it's
It's
new,
very cool.
but there's creatives out here that are actually making music too. So,
What's the what is that they came out with that a lot of people were complaining about, and it changes your voice? Is it not mono
auto tune.
auto tunes?
Yeah.
But I mean,
Auto-tune is more okay. So the thing with auto-tune is actually a tool to correct your pitch. So say you're singing a song for me and you just hit just a little off in the recording, and it's everything else is perfect. Auto-tune catches that and corrects the pitch. So the issue with it is that people heard it and was just like, wait, this thing can make me actually sound good all the way. I can just sing
correct.
using auto-tune through the whole entire
Is
thing.
that true?
Well, I mean, some people use it to their advantage and made a career out of it, like T-Pain.
That's
So,
how I'm
like,
familiar
but
with it.
T-Pain can actually sing. He just made this whole other voice character
And
out
what's his
of
name?
out of it.
Timberland can actually produce beats too, right?
He absolutely
Yeah.
can
So I'm
produce
just
beats.
saying,
He absolutely does produce beats, and it's not up for question about him producing beats. Although there's another thing in the headlines allegedly discussing that he possibly is using other people's music as well. I haven't really looked too much into that
Okay.
one, but again, a lot of this stuff, and I will say there's no confirmed evidence that Timbaland or his team intentionally used independent artist submissions to develop AI tools or models. What we do have are conversations and concerns emerging from the community, and those are what's worth exploring.
That's very true.
So we're talking about why staying independent matters, and what we can learn from these situations, and how you as an artist or supportive artist can protect creative ownership in the age of AI. So that's really, really what I want to talk about.
Okay.
With Timbaland being a legendary producer, I think the biggest concern is that he created this competition that invited independent musicians. So you have this huge audience of people that would love to work with a producer like Timbaland. You know, we grew up listening to Timbaland and
He's a good
Missy.
producer.
He's absolutely a phenomenal producer.
Mhm.
So when you think you have an opportunity to work with him,
You're happy. It's
you're
an opportunity. You're
happy.
seizing the moment.
You're seizing the moment. And then you find out he signed, instead of signing a human, he signed AI, which I don't even know how that's possible. As somebody who has a label and who works with contracts and negotiations, I'm not sure how that even, if they just said that wording to, make it headline worthy, because I don't know how you would sign AI. It's not a person. So you can't negotiate contracts with AI,
they use AI to build homes, and they use the robots.
No, I get those
Mhm.
aspects, but as a musician, and even doing contracts work with that, like, how is that? It's new, and
It's the new
it's
thing.
confusing.
Right.
So
But
yeah.
when you research it and you get off into it and you start understanding it, if that's going to be the way, then there's definitely going to still be a way for collectors, artists, people like yourself to still make money inside of the business.
Well, and of course, that's what this is, my discussion is really about. It's about intellectual property and ownership of your music, so that in these times, so even with real estate, if I'm an architect and I'm created something and it's put into this program and AI just adds a couple little, razzle dazzle to it, I have to still get
Right. You
ownership
should
in
have
my
the
intellectual
rights to
property
that.
and my rights.
I agree.
So it's this kind of the same with music, where it's
Mhm.
just like, I want to constantly implore the independent musicians to protect their music
Protect their
and are
rights.
knowledgeable of these things, especially when we're in the time right now where this is all new. We barely understand this, and it's happening so fast. So I'm gonna definitely get into this more. We're gonna actually take a really quick music break so we can welcome our special guest co-host Will Adams into the show. so don't go anywhere. Don't you move. Don't touch no buttons. We'll be right back on the Super Business Women Show here on Intellectual Radio. Think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me since I'm so far? Would you even speak to me if I should call? Sometimes it's hard to sleep, staring at the stars. When I dream, I blink, and damn, there you are. Do you think of me and wish we could have worked things out one way? Hello, and welcome back to the Super Business Women Show here on Intellectual Radio. I'm glad y'all didn't go anywhere. If you did, come back, because come on back. We are live, and I am joined here again with my lovely co-host, the savvy investor, Crystal Lewis, who is on time, and y'all better play. What's the pick 3 numbers, Crystal? We got to play.
The pick 3 numbers will be 031.
Period. So y'all get those numbers in as soon as possible, and we want a little cut.
Always.
We want a little cut. And we are also joined here with our special co-host, Will Adams of Lokekey Productions. Am I supposed to pronounce it that hard? Because I feel like I should. Lokekey. Okay, Lokekey Productions.
Yeah.
It's the way it's spelled that makes me want to emphasize it a little bit more.
It's fine, but as long as I help you pronounce, it's cool.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate any assistance I can get around here.
She's showing off because I'm always late, and then she show up here on time. I'm like, I'm expecting to see us sitting out there so we can talk, and I'm just
always late is insane.
I entertained last week after we had our etiquette person come into the room. I told myself moving forward, I was going to try my best to work with my teammates the way that I should and be on time.
Yeah, you could have just waited another week.
Look at us utilizing the gems we're given by our guests.
Yes.
But if she could have waited another week because I was stuck in traffic, and then we would have been out together, and then it was been like we just showing up together, like bam, Crystal and Will, like wow, and it's not us, just like your dad's Will.
I'm trying.
I was pushing it because usually I try to be like 10, 15 minutes early, and I was like 5 minutes early, so I had to push it, and I got stuck in a little traffic too.
Yeah, I was on 294 trying to get from River Oaks here.
Oh.
My friend, he put together a Columbia College picnic, and I showed up. I couldn't stay nothing but like 10 minutes, but I just had to show my face.
Of course.
Jumped on expressway. Now I don't have any battery life on my car, and to make it here. So I got to find some place to charge when I leave here to get back. So that's all right. But people who support me, I support them.
That's intense. Hopefully there's somewhere to charge it.
Is it a charger that you can take someplace to the gas station and charge it, or can your car make it there? Are you gonna have to get a tow?
I'm cool.
Oh, okay.
I just gotta find a station somewhere in the area.
Oh, okay. Well, Google is great.
No, the car's great. No.
Oh, it tells you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's probably the most nerve-wracking thing for me, is because if you get like run out of gas on the side of the highway, you can figure it out. But how does that work with those, or it just doesn't?
It shows you the amount of charges, and then so now I can use a Tesla charger because I don't have a Tesla.
So do they have like the portable ones? Or like...
I got one at home, but if I'm out all day, I've been out all day. So, and driving from South Shore to 87 to River Oaks, then River Oaks out here, that's a little taxing. So I only have a couple more places, but I mean, when I go to a charging station, it's like 10 minutes. It takes 10 minutes.
And they tell you where the charging station is in the car. So that helps.
Like I said, I can go to Tesla charging stations now. Before I couldn't go to because Tesla has bought all the regular charging stations up.
Of course, Elon did.
So you can't push. So the thing is that you can't push it. Like I know my car with gas. So you have to be
push it. I'm pushing it. I mean, I just don't see. The thing is with gas, when you're on expressway, you get better gas mileage. With an electric car, you don't, because it's straight power. And the powers just continue to push. So what's crazy is they got this thing that's called regenerative braking system. So when you slow down, the car automatically starts throwing charge back to the car. I think, and hopefully somebody's listening to this radio show, if they start that system to catch up or catch on at 50 miles an hour, we can have more charge to go further, opposed to
every other second.
I mean, you just losing power the whole time. This is like your phone is up right now. It's losing power the whole time.
Why aren't they putting like solar panels on top of these cars?
Because I don't know.
I feel like we're inventing stuff.
That's
and we should just
idea.
we should cut that whole. Look, we need to go to the patent office.
Well, it's crazy because my roof is glass.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like you could put a couple of strips.
Roof. I didn't want a glass
somewhere.
It's all glass.
It's all glass. I didn't want a glass.
That sounds nice.
No, it's not.
It sounds nice.
It sounds nice, but when the sun is on your head, it's not nice.
Oh, it doesn't have a cover?
No, it does not. It didn't come.
Oh, you're using that bacon like in an oven.
And it's tinted.
What kind of car is it?
Oh, it's a car. I'm not saying.
Oh, so it's you tell us all of that. You tell us that it's glass sunroof, and then you can't tell us the car.
I cover for it, so my daughter doesn't like it. She's like, "But Dad, I can't see." I said, "Yeah, you stick your head out the window and you can look."
Not stick your head out the window.
Because you're not in the car like I am. I'm sitting here waiting for you to get out of school in the sun. Like, I'm like, no, it's not.
That's what you wanted, though, because that's what you got.
No, I wanted the electric car. I didn't want the cheaper version was with the regular wood roof. I didn't want the cheaper. I wanted the cheaper version part.
He got what he wanted then.
I wanted the regular roof. I didn't want the glass roof.
That's what you got, Will.
Can you customize it though?
No.
Oh.
Not for the tier that I was at. I would have asked them, like, man, can you take all the stuff that you put in this car and put it in my car? And then I didn't want the roof. I wanted and now the roof cracked. How I get cracked? I don't know.
Oh, that's not good.
It's a double pane and it's cracked. So I'm waiting for they're waiting for the part to come in to fix it.
And that's on the house for them to fix it.
It's on the insurance house.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's not
on somebody's house,
unfortunately. All the way, but it's better than your pocket.
Hey, my deductible is cheap, so it's cool.
Oh, that's even better.
Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So I was discussing before you stepped in the importance of staying independent as a musician. You're an independent filmmaker, so I feel like you can understand that a little bit. Or I don't know. Do you like being independent? or would you go for like a major deal?
I do both, but I like control. I'm a control freak, so I like to control what I do. And I don't want anybody telling me, "Oh, well, you know what? I don't like Crystal's outfit. She needs to cover up a little bit." No, I like what she wearing. So let Crystal hang out like that. Hey,
Not
action.
hang out like that.
It's always action. I like
So
action.
but for me, that's my biggest fear is somebody try to tie my hands up.
You haven't taken the
Because
creative control away from you.
Yeah, I create something, and if I create it and it's kind of out of bounds, then I can understand. But if it's something and you just saying, well, you know what, we think it should be blue and not and black. I'm like, what? Something simple as that, just so you can have some type of control of telling me what to do.
I can understand that. And then because they put money into it, I think that's where it plays a hand. And they're like, we could tell you
so
what
it's
you
the
can do.
critiquing that makes sense, that you don't have a problem with as a creative. It's just the control aspect of it. Is that what it is? Because I mean, some critiquing has to be necessary, I would assume.
No, I don't care about critiques. I don't really care about. What I do care about is trying to change the direction of a piece.
Right.
So and that's actually one of my talking points is you lose creative control when you deal with major labels. Like major labels own your image. They own a lot of things
As
in
they
those
should.
contracts.
Like Ali Siddiq said the same thing about when he said, so he has his stuff is on Comedy Central. They play snippets of his album his show on Comedy Central. And he said, I don't own none of that. They own everything. So now he's going through YouTube right now and he posts his stuff on YouTube. And I mean, I don't know if you ever seen it, but he has millions of views on all 4 shows. And he's come to Chicago, sold out Chicago theater, but he's still making his money the way he makes his money. But if you see him, if you actually have satellite radio and you listen to Comedy Central Radio, they play a lot of his clips, but he don't own none of that, and he doesn't get anything from it. He got to be on there, and they paid him right up front, like, here's your money.
Yeah.
But after that, it was like, all right, well,
they own the rights to it.
Well, should you learn how to negotiate the contract? Is that part of it too? Learning how to negotiate it.
Always, but I mean,
absolutely.
But remember, Monique, she didn't know how to negotiate a contract.
That's the point.
And she got burnt.
Right.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, if you get burnt, don't get mad.
That's true. You're right.
Get smart
and take accountability.
Right, and because I mean, it's not my fault I tricked you. It's your fault.
It is your.
No, it's not. No, if you're not paying attention, but if you're not paying attention, and I'm like, man, I can make all of this money, and you cool with you cool with that? Cool. I'm not supposed to tell you.
As long as you're cool with it.
But I'm not supposed to tell you how much money you're supposed to make. That's on you.
Yeah, you have to do your research. Absolutely.
Right. That's true. I think people should be fair and considerate.
I get what you're saying, but
make sure people don't feel burned.
But everybody hungry, you know what I'm saying? So
everybody should eat, but you don't have to. I don't believe in giving people. I eat steak and lobster, and the other person eats shrimp and grits.
I get what you're saying.
I don't work
that's not
like
how the
that.
world works.
I know.
Have you
I'm
ever
in my
seen
own world.
Nice Guys?
I don't think so.
Not okay. So I'm not going to tell you about the movie, but they were like, okay. The lady said, okay, I would like to pay you, and then she's writing a check out for $10,000. He said $5,000. She said, if you say so.
Nah, that was a comedy, right?
She ripped
that happens.
Yeah, she ripped the check up, and then she wrote $5,000 on the check.
So, that don't make no sense.
But think, she was getting ready to offer him 10, and you say, I'm gonna do it for cheaper.
Oh, she didn't say 10,000 to him, and then he said 5.
She was writing the
check.
Was
writing
it. She was writing the check out, and it said 10, and he said, "We're not doing it less than 5,000." She was like,
"Just save me $5,000."
Right?
Okay. 5,
well, you always let you try to always get the other party to state how much they want to spend so that you can have the control.
So the thing is when you deal with musicians, independent musicians, or maybe even independent filmmakers, when you deal with people that are not knowledgeable of business, they don't go into these meetings understanding negotiation. And they're also more than likely very excited to come into this huge lump sum of money.
I don't think it's excitement. I think it's thirst.
That too.
Well,
thirst, excitement. Like you like my stuff. Yay, thank you.
I ain't trying to call my musicians thirsty, but if y'all thirsty, stop being thirsty.
But it's Filmmaker.
No, I get it.
I get it. Somebody say you like my stuff. Like somebody emailed me, we love your script. We got a tier system. I'm like, tier system. I'm like, okay, 700 here, 1,200 here, 6,000 here, 12. Yo, what's up with this tier system? Oh, well, we can tell you, we can give you to our partners. And I'm like, oh, so you basically making me pay to play. Got it.
Absolutely.
If I'm paying to play, what's your track record on this pay to play? Who have you actually helped? Oh, who have I helped? I helped Crystal. You help Crystal do what? Crystal got her own business.
Right.
Oh, well, we held the door for her. Oh, that's crazy. Because she can hold the door for herself. So what'd you do? So, right now I'm in negotiation with a company, to talk to them about their tier systems. Like, and
you're in one at the present moment?
no, I'm not
okay.
in one. I'm gonna talk to them. And I'm
Okay.
like, if we're gonna do a tier system, can we do a back end deal? Because that means if we do a back end deal, if I get paid, you get paid, which is better because that means you believe in my product. But if you just tell me, oh, your product is great, is it really?
Okay, so I'm sorry. Is back end when you're paid later?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So when they find when they find the Crystal with the money, you get what I'm saying? When they find her and they say, all right, well, we got Crystal, she got the money, so we want this 12,000 plus we want a little extra on us. Cool. Crystal gonna give it. It's all coming from Crystal. My cut is whatever it's gonna be, but at the same time, Crystal, she fronting all the money. So I that's what I think when they say a back end deal, like what a tier system where you pay X amount of money and you pay on the back end. If you pay on the front end, they're like, all right, and they got me once. I think I was trying to apply for Netflix or whatever, and I went to the magazine and they stated these companies, I can't remember the name of them, as companies that actually help people get to the system. They say you pay $900, and if you don't get picked, we'll give you your money back less $185. Do you know if they send your product? No. Do you see an email? No. Are you copied on? You ain't copied on nothing. Only thing, you can wait 2 weeks and then they say, all right, here's the rest of your money back. That's a free $185 they got for nothing. They can say they sent it. They can say they watched it, but you don't know nothing. You don't know anything, and there's no way to prove anything. They can say, I talked to Lexi and said, hey, and she was like, no, but I don't have any proof of that. I mean, I was on Prime. I was on Amazon Prime doing numbers. Like I didn't know I was doing numbers until I checked the bank. I'm like, whoa, where does money come? Amazon. Ooh. I'm like, man, okay. So I'm like, I'm making money on Amazon. And then I see them cut off my access to Japan, the UK, Germany. And I'm like, hey, hi, I'm Will Adams. We was making money in these different countries. What happened? Yeah. You know what they said? Well, we can take it off anytime we get ready to. But we were making money. If we're making money, how do you stop? Who wants to stop making money?
Your percentage must have been higher than theirs.
It was half. They get half, but who wants to stop making money? Nobody wants to stop making money.
So why do they do that? For control?
They said they didn't have to tell me nothing. They did not tell me nothing. They didn't have to tell me nothing.
What, you didn't know you were getting it? Or you knew it was a possibility?
So was that in the contract?
No, it was their system that they put up online. And you sign up and then you can dump your own movies on their server. And then all of a sudden they give you the option to put it on. You can sell it, rent it, or put it on Prime. Prime Video is what I wanted because that means anybody with Prime Video can watch it for free. I can tell you to watch it and be happy because you don't have to pay nothing and whatever, no commercials. They did that. And once they did that, I was like, I had forgot, said it and forgot. And then in like January, February, them numbers hit. And when I said the numbers hit, I was like, I thought it was my account got hacked. That's how much money was in my account.
That's a blessing.
Well, it's not when
it was a blessing. It came to your account. You weren't expecting it.
I didn't know where it came from.
They can cut it off when they wanted to. They did. Right.
They cut it off like a faucet. They cut it off. But when you see something like that, why would you stop making money? I mean, it was a decent movie. It was the movie Sex Ain't Love.
So they did it because they could.
They did it because they exactly what you just said. They could. And when they did it, they didn't give no explanation. And the only thing they said was, we can do it anytime we get ready to. I was like, anytime you get ready to?
Isn't that what the whole system is all about, is control though?
But what were you, you controlling your money flow?
So the only thing I can think of that would be a possibility is that maybe it costs them more to distribute internationally or overseas
No.
than what they were bringing in.
All they're doing is distributing a signal. They're not distributing. Nobody's buying a DVD. Nobody's renting the DVD. Some people rent it online, but they're not. They're streaming it for free.
I think in instances like that is other countries showing their power and their control and doing America the way they want to. That's what I think.
And then there's other aspects of
but
like
they didn't cut step off the block.
The type of content it is, and
also
it was a romantic comedy. The sex ain't love is just so you can watch it.
All right, so we Xing these out. So the other possibility is that,
and if you see the content that's on there now, it's like you got rid of sex ain't love for this.
So
was it the name maybe?
No.
The other thing I could think of is a while ago, TikTok and UMG, Universal Music Group, was in this big back and forth, basically because TikTok, which is based in China, doesn't pay royalties, and there's no like copyright. Like there's the international aspect of it all is non-existent, and TikTok was not going to be paying these royalties to have this music on its platform. So the licensing and things like that. So they just completely took all UMG's music down, which is a humongous catalog of music from major labels. So, and even as an independent artist, you have to sign an agreement to have your music played on TikTok, because they're literally telling you that we're not paying you for this. We're going to be able to use your music as we please. So that might be maybe a possibility that
China is a whole
that they don't want to pay.
China's a whole different animal. So,
well, I mean, I'm just speaking of like the intellectual property aspect.
All those other countries are a whole different animal.
No, China by itself.
I know China. I get what you're saying.
No, Apple has built China into a juggernaut. China was not a juggernaut at first.
What does that tell me?
Somebody super strong, big, and able to bust through barriers. But China is a humongous part of the technology world.
Oh, I know that.
And the reason why is Apple built them up to that. And they would say, okay, Lexi don't care about nothing but building product. So she don't care about technology. She just wants the job to build a product. They bring all their products to Lexi. They take Lexi to all the products. Like, okay, we're going to build this microphone. We're going to build this phone. We're going to build this iPad. Boom. Then they talk to Crystal. Crystal's like, well, we care, but we're going to build the same thing that Lexi doing, but we want to actually help you with your technology part. So it was like, really? And we're not going to charge you nothing. How? What? Just come here and say, I'm working with you. Really? Yep. Then Lexi business falls off. Crystal's stock goes through the roof just from me just saying, hey, I'm working with Crystal now. So
it's all about connections.
It's the whole China thing is weird because you saying that they're not paying people in China, and China is really they going after Apple because Apple was using it. They're using child labor to build phones and computers and iPads, but China let them do it so they can use it against them later on. They were basically like, all right, well, what you gonna do to fix this problem?
So it's all about a lot of manipulation and madness.
They said, hey, all right, I want you to put money into Crystal and Lexi. Really? That's all we gotta do? Yep, you do that. So now Crystal and Lexi.
That's what I want. That's
Crystal
what
and Lexi come out with products now.
Put some money into us. Back us up.
Crystal and Lexi come out. They come up with products. Now they come up with products that's rivaling Apple. There was a phone. I can't think of the name of the phone, but it was better than the iPhone. And yeah, it was better than the iPhone.
Nokia? Was it?
No, Nokia died a long time ago. Nokia, you speaking at their funeral right now? Nokia's been dead for years.
I thought it was one. I'm sorry.
I got a Nokia at home.
I thought it was one of those phones that flip.
I got a couple of them. I got a couple of them click-clackers.
No, it was a phone just like this, but it's better. Camera was better and all that. So
I think I know what you're talking about.
Apple was afraid, so they told he should not be named, who's in the White House now, that it was a national security measure. So he said to Google, do not give them the access to your apps. And I think Facebook too. So that company actually went down into the drain, it's circling the drain, trying to build themselves back up. But because
that was good, he did that. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, Apple wants to stay on top.
It's Apple America, right?
It's in China though.
Oh well.
All their products are made in China.
Okay.
They trick dude by putting what do you call that? A factory in Texas to build MacBook Pros. So he got on the news like, see, look what I did. I brought American jobs to America, you only people not buying MacBook Pros like that. They're only buying these iPhones. They buying these iPhones, and they still a major source in China. And
the music we buy.
Yeah.
It's just
needed.
it makes your head spin. It's so convoluted and nuts to me.
It's all about it's about the bottom line. So if it costs 30 cents to make this,
good way to look at it.
It costs 30 cents to make this, and I can sell it to you for 1,500. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
That's capitalism at its finest.
I think iPhone was like $300 or $400, and then they had them for $1,000 in China. They had a group called the Yellow Cows in China that would buy all the iPhones, and Apple was like, "Yo, we need to know what's going on. Why are you doing this?" He's like, "Man, because we double our profit. Y'all don't have a lot of Apple stores here, so double our profit." It was sending people to America to buy phones, which made sense to understand, because I was like, why are people selling so many iPhones? Because they can sell this iPhone for a cost, and then the Yellow Cows will take it back to China and then double the price. And they told the general manager of all the Apple stores that was in China, he was like, "Man, what y'all doing?" He said, "Look, as long as y'all sell phones, we gonna buy them. We're not gonna ever run out of money."
Well, in business, I mean, it's always like we were all talking about, is that it's important to know the ins and out of everything, distribution and all of that. Without that knowledge, these companies can, take you off platforms. They can take a lot. If you don't read those terms and conditions and you don't read those contracts that you're agreeing to, you give up your creative control.
Right.
You're giving up intellectual property.
Amazon said.
You're giving up a lot of things that you're unaware of.
But Lexi, what's crazy is I didn't think they were going to stop. If I wasn't making money, I can see you stopping me, saying, "I'm gonna take you off the board. Get away." But if you making money, what sense does that make?
There's something there. There was something. That's why I was like, I don't know. There had to have been some reason that it cost them more money, because it wouldn't make sense if you guys were both making money. Because if two people are making money, why would one person be like, "Hey, you know what?
Look,
but I don't know how that
Did you do your
process
homework?
works.
Was it costing more, or was it
no? Because Step Off the Block was the same amount of. It was the same. It was the same time limit. It was an hour and 20 minutes. Sex Ain't Low was an hour and 20 minutes. Step Off the Block was an hour and 20 minutes. They let Step Off the Block stay on the platform for a very long time before they took it off. But I expected everything to come off the platform, and then they just say, "All right, well, you can rent it or you can buy it." Now, people have been buying it to bootleg it, which is crazy. That's like, I mean, it's flattering, because I'm like, man, I'm cool enough for y'all to bootleg.
You done made it.
Y'all bootlegging me. Matter of fact, the drama Step Off the Block, they bootlegged that in Russian. Yeah, it was why I'm like, in Russian.
It's insulting, but also a compliment.
But that was about saving black teams from killing each other. But they bootlegged it in Russian.
What are they doing their research on it, paying attention to it?
I don't know, but I was flattered, but I was just confused. Like, I don't know Russian people. I didn't know I had Russian fans. Now I'm on the list.
You're worldwide.
I'm on the list.
You're on the worldwide web.
Well, I want to say shout out to all of our listeners, especially if you are listening from China and Russia. We definitely appreciate you, because I ain't trying to get canceled, y'all. So shout out to everybody that's listening to us and tuning in. My segment again, we were talking about the importance of staying independent, and all this ties in because you have ownership of your product, whether it's music, whether it's film, whether it's your architecture for your new modular home. Independence is important. You own your masters, your publishing, and this is in music, because I don't know how that words with film.
Well, I mean, if you can, long as you have your contract wrote out where you have a lot of control.
Well, you still have to, like with film, you still copyright.
Right. But if you think about,
is there publishing for film?
Yes, but you remember you know Master P?
And I call him all the time.
I'm talking about the rapper.
Master P, Percy.
Cool. So
he's my friend.
They didn't think he was going to. No, but they didn't think he was going to sell anything. So he was like, "Look, I'll pay for everything."
Yeah, when he did his films,
I'll pay for everything.
That's why
myself.
He's so well off.
Y'all take 20%. I'll take 80%. It was like, really? You just want our name on your product? The same thing like when I said it was doing an Apple. They're like, all right, cool. And then he blew up. When he blew up, they was like, it's the same thing that dude did that made, what's the guy's name who made Star Wars?
Lucas.
George Lucas.
George Lucas.
he said, all right, well, you can have this, but I want the merchandise. I want all of.
That's smart though. Ugh. Oh
They
yeah.
just like, you want the merchandise.
Ah.
Nobody wants this. Who wants this? Ugh. And then the merchandise still it's
To this
collector's
day.
items.
Yeah.
So they
Like
dropped the ball on that one. It was like
ET and all that, right? You're speaking in terms of the merch, right?
Yeah,
that was for sale.
Yeah, like the toys. He said,
toys.
I want.
Remember
Toys and
ET?
No,
ET.
Star Wars. Just
Star Wars.
It started off with Star Wars. He said he wanted all.
Crystal's like, I don't know these
Right,
people.
let me
ET.
just think about
like,
all
it
this
sounds
before I
extraterrestrial
run amok
to
of
me.
myself.
He said he wanted the rights to all the merchandise.
Princess Leia.
There you go.
There you go. But he wanted all the merchandise. I mean, the rights to the merchandise.
Which makes absolutely
And then it was
sense.
like, so, man, this whole movie looks stupid anyway. So nobody won't buy the toys. And then the toys are collector's items now. People bid on the toys and sell them for tens of thousands of dollars in the package.
Yeah.
Brand new. There's plastic. So think about it. It's not being independent, but you have to make sure your contract is ironclad. So when somebody steps to you with a deal, hey, cool, can I get my lawyer to look at this?
Exactly.
You know what they say? Well, you know what? I don't know how soon you wait a minute. Hold on. He's on the phone right now. Here you go. You got to be that good with your lawyer.
So, Will, sorry to cut you off. Are you presenting your own contract that you've created to like distribution?
No, I'm only talking to them through lawyer. Well, I start the contract with myself. So
right.
So I can look stupid. I want to look stupid. I want them to look like they're about to run me over.
Okay. No, I get what I'm saying is
I
that
pass on my phone and say my lawyer would like to talk to you.
Okay, no, okay. So I'm saying the contract itself is something that you negotiate with your attorneys in your legal team, and that's what you present to distribution.
Well, no,
that's what I'm asking because I don't understand.
No, distribution is different. Distribution is different.
So who are you presenting the contracts to?
That's through right now. I'm working through an aggregator called Film Hub.
Okay.
Now, Film Hub, when I first got with them, they were paying out. Now the pay system is different because I can see that I made, let's say, $8,000, but then the check could be cut to not even a third of that. And they said, "Oh yeah, we're not going to pay all this out right now." But I'm like, the numbers keep stacking.
So is that for royalty collection?
Yes.
Okay. So okay,
yes.
I was just trying because I only know music.
Yes. I'm not saying yes to you like that, but I'm like,
no. I'm trying to understand film. I'm trying to understand film release because I know music release. Like the back of my
it ties into us too.
Yeah.
Because if I use your song on my track,
sync licensing.
Yeah. I was trying to get licensing for some music off of on Sex Ain't Love. And I was just trying to get the permission slips filled out so I can have permission. People disappeared, fell off the face of the earth, and then Apple was like, "We love this movie, but we can't play it."
Why did they follow off the face of the earth?
I can't find them.
Why?
They don't want to be found.
Okay, I'm just asking because
they don't want to be found.
But I'm saying these are people that you had to put in position to do some things for you.
Well, what happened is. So when I made the movie Sex Ain't Love, I was like, oh man, this would be cool, but it's missing something. I said, I need music. I'm like, okay. I knew one of the people that was in the movie, which was have you ever seen the Something About Mary?
Yes.
All right. So you remember the band that would play off and on throughout the whole entire movie?
No, but yes.
I did something similar to that.
Okay.
I had a singer sing and explain certain scenes or whatever.
Okay.
So she knew some artists and they all presented music. I'm like, okay, I can drop this here. And I said, ooh, I have a grand idea. Let's make a soundtrack.
Of course.
That's a great idea.
People asked about the music from the movie because they like the music. Nobody pulled a lever for the, and I was like, okay, I don't want to be a part of it because that means I want some money if I'm a part of it. Because if I have to do some work, I would like to get paid for the work that I put.
So was it the artists? Okay, see, and that's where I come in. See, that's where what my advocacy is. If they
weren't being cooperative, and I found out to be with a lot of artists. I used to manage a rap group back in the day, and
bless your heart.
Yes, because I promoted them harder than they promoted themselves, and I would put together a show at a venue. Tell everybody, not you got to pay me $100 to perform. You need to sell 10 tickets to perform.
Of course.
If you want to sell more so you can make more money on the back end, be my guest. My guys didn't have to pay nothing. The venue was $300. So 3 artists had to pay $100 a piece. That means sell 10 tickets. That means you put in 30 people in this venue. My artists didn't put nobody in the venue. So, it's like, it's hard. I decided to stop working with them well, artists in general. I mean, music artists in general, because I'm a filmmaker, and with me being a filmmaker, it's like I'm putting my stuff to the side to help these people move up, and they don't want to move up; they want to only move down.
So it's difficult getting them on track.
Yeah,
and that's where someone like Lexi comes in.
Oh, because she's a lawyer. You a lawyer?
Well,
I'm a music executive. Thank you. And I have a music management company and a record label, and I'm also a union member and a union organizer. I am a representative of independent musicians.
Oh, but I can
I can speak.
She be trying to check.
I can speak all the contract and legalese that you can ever put out there.
People. Somebody watched this last time. It's like Lexi was to give you all ugly faces because you was saying stuff. I'm like, I ain't saying nothing bad to Lexi.
Will came in here and said, "Hey, rapper." So
I couldn't remember your name because you didn't introduce yourself. You walked past me like I was a punk in the lobby.
So I think you were late first off.
No, I was on time.
Are you talking about the last time?
Yeah.
I probably was like, I was late. I was late.
Yeah,
so I had to push you out the way.
Like, hey, I'm like,
that was probably me being polite still. Because if I was late, I was trying to hurry up and get in this seat and start the show.
Everybody was late, but
I don't be late though.
But Shara was like, "Hey, Will." Even Chris was like, "Hey, Will." I was like, "I don't even know you, Chris." But
okay,
hey, Will. I was
so
like, cool.
There's some reasons why that may have happened, and I would say late traffic, and I probably never mind. I'm not going to incriminate myself of anything I did on the road that day, and I probably was hungry.
You hit somebody?
So I do apologize. Absolutely not,
Lexi. Guess what?
That's good, Lexi.
I was probably hungry, but I do apologize.
I'm hungry too.
Is that why you so feisty? We need to bring you some snacks.
Feisty? Feisty is for like.
We gotta remember
cats.
when Will's coming on the show, we're gonna lay out some snacks.
Cats feisty. I ain't feisty. I'm cool. I
knew you weren't gonna like being called feisty.
I'm cool. I'm smooth.
Is that a bad word?
Feisty for a guy is
feisty.
Yeah,
I think everybody could be feisty.
I do think everybody could be feisty, Lexi. I 100% agree. But
especially when they part of that street.
I'm not on that street.
I didn't say sassy.
Well, sassy is close. I'll give you an example. I was eating a banana, right? So I was with this guy, so I offered him some of the banana. I said, "You want a bite?" And he got mad as I don't know what.
But now, can I tell you? Can I say something?
I thought that
I'm just trying to give you some nourishment.
Right, that's
but
all
you know what? Let me tell you something. I really get sick and tired of this stuff like that. Like, man, I can't eat no banana. One day I was eating. I don't know what I was eating. He was like, "Man, you know what that remind me of?" I said, "Something you ate."
That sounds like his problem, though.
That remind me of.
You problem.
I said,
right.
So you thinking about?
Why is you thinking about that? Well, I'm
why
eating.
You thinking about that with me?
Right.
I said, are you from that part? He was like, no, but I said, no, I don't. I think you need to break that trend on your side.
That's
everybody
true.
else is doing it, but I don't do it.
Bananas are nutritious and healthy for you.
That's why I offered him.
But the whole
time
people be like,
I thought that was the most crazy stuff in the world.
You eating a banana? I'm like, so.
I said, well, how am I supposed
what
to
you got against potassium, people?
Slices or banana pudding?
The whole time, like, what? Well, bro,
that's why people legs cramped up now.
What kind of porn do you watch? If this is giving you the idea, because it's like, bro, what?
I didn't like it. I was like, he got really upset too. I was like, wow, what's wrong with you?
But I think, dude, like when they were, pause. I'm like, pause for what? Because if you didn't mean that, why are you even thinking that? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're like,
Will took it seriously.
I feel like
it anytime somebody say, yo, man, if you eating that,
I feel like it's I feel like it's more so of a personal thing. Like you just let people be, let it be whatever you're doing and whatever you choose to do with your life is fine. We don't have to stop somebody from eating a banana because we feel insecure with something or that something is going on.
It's a trend that they're starting to try to do, though, where they try to get people to jump on. Just like with Damon, what's his name? Damon Dash. Damon like, pause. Paul. I'm like, no, it's no pause because I wasn't thinking that you was thinking that way until you said pause.
I like the Damon Dash pause.
It's just like when people say the N-word, you might as well just say it because now you're making me say it when you say it. Because I'm saying it to myself.
Right. Now that's a good way to look at it. Well, now that's some really good
stuff. I think we got a caller. We got a caller.
Hey, Shar, how you doing?
We got a caller. Can somebody hit the button over there? I don't have my glasses. It's so far. It's the phone, the one that looks like a phone.
Hey, hello, how you doing?
Hello, you're speaking with the Super Businesswoman Show. Who do we have on the line?
With a businessman on the line.
Hello.
Hey, Shara Unlocked.
Hi,
Hey
Shar.
guys.
Hey.
Well,
Feisty Will.
Wow. Feisty.
oh, geez.
Will, because I like you, I'm going to say you're maybe, contentious. I'm going to say maybe angry. I will not
Hey,
use the word
I
feisty. How about
appreciate
that?
you. I appreciate you.
So I could have said contentious and angry.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, over feisty, because feisty is like, you might as well be zesty.
Yeah.
You know what? Y'all teaching me something.
Yeah.
You better learn.
I can't call men feisty.
No.
Well, you can't call this man feisty. You can call the other.
Well,
dudes
now I'm
too.
thinking about all the times I might have called a man feisty, and he probably was like calling me
Hold
all
up.
You can't
types
call
of
him
words
feisty.
in his brain.
Nah, yeah.
I didn't call you all types of words in your brain. I just
No, I'm
told
saying
you,
other
hey.
people. No, you correct
And
me,
then
and I
they might
understand.
as
I'm
well
learning.
say it then.
Right.
Like
I-
Will just said.
But I feel like if I call him contentious and angry, that
I'm
they might
just
get
saying,
more
I
mad
just
at
took
me.
a straight bullet for no reason at all.
I
That's
just
all.
would say, are you okay? Are you okay?
I took a straight bullet for no reason. That's all. It's okay.
Well, you threw
Now,
a stray bullet over here
took one
when
to
you
the
said
chest,
something about
Will.
my outfit.
Hey,
Will.
there's
You really
nothing wrong with
did.
your outfit. I
But
love
you
your
kind of
outfit.
threw a little stray bullet.
No, I
kinda
didn't. I
felt
love
like
your
got a
outfit.
little- I feel like I got a little grazed.
No, you didn't get
What
nothing.
happened? You were talking about my Lewis sister. What happened?
I said her outfit is great. I love it.
That's not what he said.
I wish I was sitting on the
Shar.
other side of the table.
He said, well,
So maybe that's why Lexi was firing AKs with feisty.
Well, first off, Shar, he came in and called me a rapper, and then he brought up some
I
old
said
stuff.
Lexi the rapper.
Then he pulled out a plunger and brought up some old stuff from the last time he was here and was like, "Well, you said hi and walked right
I was
past
trying
me."
because she didn't introduce
So-
herself.
So and I was
Well,
late.
I'm listening.
get him, Shar.
In defense of Lexi and Crystal, remember last time you were there and I had 10 followers?
Oh,
Checkmate.
You had 10 followers?
Oh, you said you
Remember
only had
said
10
I
followers
10
on Instagram.
followers, 10 friends.
Oh yeah, because you just opened an Instagram account. Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
not that
yeah.
is that wasn't taking a shot. That was you just said
Oh,
open an
listen.
Instagram account. That don't count.
So listen,
Now you got
my-
200,000 followers. That don't count.
my co-host didn't forget that. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Shar.
How's it going, Shar?
It's quiet on my front.
Quiet on your front. It's supposed to be quiet on my front, but I'm accepting it.
Oh, look at her. She
Well,
threw another shot.
I know
Sorry, you didn't
know.
even see her face when she looked at me. She said that was all toward me. It's supposed to be quiet on my front, but this is like, whoa, hi. She looked directly at me. It's supposed to be quiet on my front.
This is why Shar took the day off, Will. It's
But
all
he
because of
is
you.
here. I didn't know he was going to be here. I would have taken a day off. But it's just been Crystal on the show by herself. Like, wow.
That
No,
wouldn't-
Crystal was supposed to be there by herself, but then, we knew that, we wanted to send reinforcements because, Will, we know you be firing.
I'll be
Thank you,
fine.
Shar. Thank you very much, because the Pisces in me would have probably been sitting here like, really, Will?
Really, what? I ain't saying
Just
nothing.
be nice to me. That's
I
all.
am. Your
That's-
outfit is great.
Okay, thank you. That's all
Yeah.
I wanted to
Will,
hear.
what's your sign?
Stop.
Stop.
Aquarius. I always want to say that. I ain't never get a chance to say it.
She said it's stop.
I don't know much about male Aquarius.
Me neither.
So.
I don't either.
Well, you're teaching us a lot, Will.
No, I'm not. I'm just me.
Yeah. Well, they're contentious and hostile and
I'm
aggressive.
gonna just tell you.
They're not feisty though.
I'm not special, but I'm me.
Back up
That's
here
all.
for me.
I love it. Thank you for joining us and being a co-host today.
Oh, okay. You're welcome, and thank you for inviting me.
He has been educating us too, so he
No,
hasn't only
I
been
was watching.
contentious
I
and
learned a
angry.
lot
I ain't
as
gonna call him
well.
the F word.
because you got to put money in the jar. That jar is full too.
Feisty can't go in the jar.
Dropping curse bombs.
Lexi.
I said feisty. That's not a curse word.
No, she said the other F word.
Yeah, right.
But Lexi normally don't drop curse bombs. It's normally me.
And don't. Not on this station.
But she was gonna do it today.
not
'cause I
on
was
this
here,
platform.
basically.
You get
Oh, she was
professional
dropping
Lex
You call
when I
her a
come
rapper,
in
so
here.
you know what
No,
you
I
do
said
when you
Lexi
when
the
you're a
rapper. She said are you not a rapper?
I started.
No, I'm sorry. I'm a music executive.
I
I'm
I
in
started
union,
in
and,
music as a
She
rapper.
did go on a roll with it.
Yeah, she was like, yeah. First of all, get all my titles right. I'm like, I apologize,
And I missed some
and
of
I'm
them.
sorry.
But that's because we were talking about managing artists, and I do. So I understand
No, it's
that.
cool. But I just remember they said you rap. So, and I said, can I find your music? You just go online. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, search
Artists
CO
are
Lexi.
sensitive
She
though
did-
about
she
their
did get you last
things,
time.
creatives
Yeah,
and stuff.
see?
We are.
See,
I
Shar,
mean, you
you-
know.
Well, no,
Did
no,
you hear
no,
what Shar
because you said
said?
send me your music, and that's different. Because I'm not going to send you my music.
Well, send me where
I can send you a link.
Are we
to my
having a
music.
coming to
So-
Jesus moment?
so I
you
didn't know-
could. No,
And
I
also-
didn't mean send me your music. Like send me.
That's why I was
send me
asking for
different
clarif-
tracks, but send me. I need to know where I can find.
I was
you.
asking for
Because
clarification.
if
That's
I
why I
can
was like,
find
do you want
you-
a link or do you? I said what platform or things like that because I wanted to know. Like when you say send me your music, some people
Because
say
I
that
might
like
be
they
able
want
to
me
use
to
your
email my actual
music
music, which
and
I
what-
understand. And I asked you that. I said, are you going to put it in a movie? And you're
Yeah,
and
I
then
said, I need to see if it-
Shar saved into.
Well, I think if I could interject a little bit here, I personally thought it was a really good opportunity. And possibly we could go back to that opportunity again, and make it make
Okay.
sense.
And let me
let's start
explain.
over. Hey, Lexi, if you get a chance, can you send me some of your music so I can see what you have, so I can see if it works in something I'm doing in the future?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, cool. See, we worked it out.
The-
Shar, it's a good thing Crystal was here today.
And well, the other thing is that one of the biggest things when I came back into the music industry, I represent myself as a music executive because there's a different level of how people speak to you and treat you in music and how seriously they take
I
you,
get you.
opposed to me saying, yeah, I'm a rapper. So yes, I can rap.
I wasn't taking you.
If
not
you want to have
serious,
a battle
it's your-
rap after the show,
and
we
you
can go.
But you gonna
However,
win. But you will win.
I
I'm
will
not
be a
rapper.
music
Were you being
executive.
funny, Will, when you said rapper?
No,
Not funny in a
I was-
negative way, but when
no,
you just
I
kind
was
of cracking a little
introduced
joke.
to her. She was like, she's a rapper. I was like, okay, that's what Shar said. So we're like,
Oh,
okay.
Gotcha.
I did not say that.
How did I
Shar
find out
said
sh-
This
how-
is the music we're listening.
My
How-
music
Made
was
the
playing.
song.
No, I heard Lexi was a rapper. That's what I heard from Shar.
No,
I heard it
never
too.
even referred to her.
And
as
it's
rapper
not-
because I
But
don't
it's
even call
okay.
that rap.
It's not wrong.
Hey, Lexi.
I've never
Lexi,
heard Shar refer to Lexi
Lexi,
as a rapper. I've
Lexi,
always maybe
Lexi.
she's the music part of the show. She's
Lexi,
the musician.
I
She deals with our
apologize for
music.
disrespecting
There
your
you go.
craft.
I didn't feel
Did you see
disrespected.
how Mr. Fierce Feisty just tried to throw
Oh.
me under the bus again?
Not
She
the
just
F
say
word.
feisty?
She gave you two F bombs.
You didn't say feisty.
She said fierce and feisty. See.
But hey, I apologize if I.
No, I wasn't offended. I
Okay,
just like
well,
that,
I
but that's
I
why
was
you
told
got
that you
the.
were offended.
That's why you got the correction.
But I was told you were offended.
I'm not offended. I
No,
am not an
not by
easily
anybody in
offended
this room.
person.
Somebody outside this room told me you were
Some
offended.
random person came
Sorry.
up to you and was like, Lex is
Yeah,
offended.
pretty much.
Oh,
So,
well,
but I'm
you know
glad
what?
I got a chance to holler at you so we can just clear the air and make
Thank
sure that
you.
we ain't fighting.
I
next
am
time
not
see you in the
easily
street.
offended. Will.
And
I work in the
Can I
music industry.
jump in on this a little
Nope.
bit, Will? Just
Nope.
because
I just
I
said
made it
no.
make sense.
I said no.
But I
Crystal's the
she said-
mediator
but you
today.
asking a question, I said no.
want to jump in on
Okay,
that.
fine.
Okay, so all I want to say is if you have some scenes where you're, wearing like lingerie and stuff like that, just take my lingerie into consideration about marketing it.
Oh, I thought you said, well, I'm wearing lingerie. Why would I wear lingerie? All right. I'm like,
You
whoa.
wear li-
Will is just
Okay, now we on the same
What is
street now.
happening right now?
I was confused. I was like, were you wearing lingerie?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Let me just keep listening because it's gonna get clearer.
No, I'm just trying to throw a little marketing out there for myself in the
No problem. I
the
got you.
film
Now that I
industry.
understand now.
Yeah. I'm in the
Right.
entertainment business too.
No, I just want to make sure I was
Well-
clear because he was like, if you got something going on in the movie and you wearing lingerie, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna stop her. Let me keep this going.
Yes, it would be
You
for
keep-
the
use
ladies
my-
to entice
You can
the
use my
sex
lingerie
scenes.
in your movie. Oh, she was talking about my movie. She was. I
Yeah.
thought she would say when you wear lingerie. I was like, ooh, that's
No.
weird.
You will wear no, you will wear boxers.
That was wild. She said, "At the clip, who's got when you wear lingerie?" I'm like, come on, Chris.
he's like, I'm not coming back to the
I'm
Super
not in
Business
on-
Women Show ever again.
And I'm not in on the feisty stuff, Will.
It's cool. All
I
right.
see the muscles right there. All man, masculine.
I appreciate you.
Yeah,
Crystal.
so I
Will,
was
that's
talking
it.
about lingerie.
That's something that actually popped in my head. So how does that work as far as wardrobe? Like, do you go out and purchase the wardrobe, or do you have like companies
Sometimes.
you go through?
Sometimes people on the actors help me out, but I usually just go purchase stuff.
Oh, okay.
Well, Will,
I-
look no further because Shar has the boutique.
You got a boutique,
Hashtag don't-
lingerie, music. Because we ain't going to say rap because I got music. There's
All right.
music.
It's fine music.
We got to emphasize on that.
Shar has the boutique on lock.
Okay, we got you.
So
Oh,
we're
I got.
one
I'm
big
sorry.
family.
I got you because it's my company, so I got you. Yeah. In Sex Ain't Love was a scene. The girl had a shirt on. It was a lingerie shirt, and then Adele saw it, and she was like, "I don't think he getting it." But I'm like, but in regular movies, they don't have their tops. The women don't have their tops. They have lingerie and blur. It's like, no, I don't think they getting it. So I had to reshoot the scene, take everybody's clothes off,
See?
which is really uncomfortable for me,
Mhm.
her, not the guy. The guy was messed up because the shot, if you ever see the movie, the shot starts at the top, tilts down. Once it tilts down, they're after the moment. You know what after the moment is, right? Climax. After climax.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that's what that means. Okay.
After the moment.
Okay, I'm going to use that.
So he was.
I'm going to say this after the moment.
He
Thank
was
you.
in the moment because I was tilting down and I hear, she's like, wait, hold on, cut.
After the moment.
She's like, cut. I was like, what? Didn't you say this was after the moment? I was like, yeah, he's in the moment. Really? What happened? Oh, I'm so sorry. I said, did you read the script? I did. I did. I'm sorry. I thought what? Did I change my mind? I wanted to be after the moment. So, we had to shoot that whole thing twice. And this time, the second time, like, yo, you remember this is after the moment, right? I got it, Will. No, I'm just trying to make sure because the first time it was perfect. And then you was still, Will, I got it. I'm just trying to make sure because she has to be comfortable.
Yeah.
We're in a house full of guys. There's one naked woman here. She has to be comfortable, and I'm protecting her.
Absolutely.
And the guys protecting me. So we don't know you. So pretty much.
We'll just keep La Crystal lingerie in line for those.
I got you.
For me.
I got you.
Thank you.
She was gonna follow up that pitch and take it home.
Music, and Lexi music.
And Shar with the
boutique.
Yeah, we know Shar dresses fabulous, so that always helps too.
And the beautiful thing about my music is that I understand sync licensing and things like that. So.
Okay, well, come on, Lexi. Let's learn some more.
I understand all of that. And you know what? A lot of my segment, we've kind of dabbled in it a little bit, but majority of it is literally the importance of staying independent, which I talk about. Well, I took a little bit of break, I think, from music, but it's just important. You have the ownership. You have your creative control. You can't be taken advantage of because you own it all. And I absolutely implore independent musicians to read those contracts. Like there's so many.
Order. So if anybody looking for me, if you can,
there's so many. There's so many.
I wonder if Shar knows she's still on the air. We should hang up on her. Should we hang up on Shar? Can we hang up on Shar? Because Shar's talking straight. Lexi was telling us something important, and then Shar just started talking. Shar, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you for calling in to the Super Businesswoman Show. I got ADHD, so now I don't know what I was talking about. Thanks.
And Shar apologized. Shar. We apologizing for Shar. Bye, Shar. We clicking you off.
We love you, Shar.
All right. So here we go. Go back to what you were saying.
Look, y'all. We gotta rewind it now. We gotta rewind it.
I'll do it.
So it is important to have the complete ownership to your music, and I talk about this constantly with musicians and independent artists. You don't want to be taken advantage of. You need to know how to read a contract. You need to know what you're signing, what you're agreeing to, and what you're giving up in those terms. And you also need to know, which Crystal brought up, negotiation. Because just because I present you a contract and say, hey, this is it doesn't mean that that's the end of it. Even if you turn it down, you can turn it down and say, well, I'm not interested in signing this today. However, if we can change this part, and that part, now you're negotiating.
And always let your attorney read it.
There you go. That's the part right there, because people are not going to read a contract as long as that little thing. So, and
fine print.
And I'm going to tell you one thing. The problem is I don't like to read. And when you read that stuff, it's like third world English.
A lot of it is made for attorneys to understand.
FC licensing 3-12. So it's most important to have an attorney, because if you have an attorney present that's going to help you, not somebody that's looking to do you,
and an attorney in that specific field.
Right.
So, and another thing I want to speak on, speaking of having entertainment attorneys nearby, you don't want to use the entertainment attorney that the label has. If you're negotiating with a label, you don't want to use that. You want to actually have your own entertainment attorney. But what I push to the musicians, the independent musicians that I work with, is to at least have the understanding of it. So even if you're not able to read it thoroughly, there is so many different ways to be like, what does this mean in
Yeah,
Google?
but
You can
but
break
your
all
attorney,
these
but your
things down.
attorney will
So
also help
having
you.
that understanding as an independent
I
musician,
agree with that.
going into
Understanding.
any type of meeting, you need to know whether it's merchandising, whether it's a performance contract, whether it's a distribution, publishing. You need to have some understanding of what you're
Do
putting
your
yourself
research.
into,
But do you
because
also,
there's so
but you
many
do remember
there's
what I said
predatory
earlier.
people in the music industry.
But you remember what I said earlier, the thirst.
No, I get that. And that's why I
Because
said I don't
people will
deal with
see
the
it.
thirst. I
They'll
deal with the education,
they
empowerment, and
will see,
elevation of
but
independent
as
musicians.
much as you can't deal with the education, when the thirst hits, that's all it is. Because it's like, man, I don't know if I ever get this chance again.
So that's
If
why
I'm
it's necessary
if
to
I'm
drill in them to have an attorney.
So
Right.
what I talk about, Will, is separate. I really do not set myself to work with any musicians that are interested in signing with a major label.
nobody will tell you that. They
Oh
won't.
yeah, they absolutely will.
No, they will not tell
Oh,
you
they
that.
absolutely will.
Not-
Because I've
not-
been in
not
many
everybody-
negotiations
not-
with artists where
Not everybody will tell you that. They'll keep you on a hook and they'll
That's
talk
true.
to you and
That's
get all.
very true.
They'll grab all your knowledge.
I
because
agree with
people
that.
grab my knowledge all the time.
okay, well, I do want to let you
Cool.
know something that
Mhm.
I'm quite knowledgeable in my field.
Okay.
Let
So-
her have it, please.
So the more you're giving me pushback, it's like
No,
you
I
need
just-
to do a little research
No,
on me.
The
I
pushback is
absolutely-
just saying always have an attorney, because we're not gonna, even if I break this stuff down, I'm not gonna understand it.
Okay, and you're not a musician.
No,
so-
I'm talking about generally. In general, if I sat there and read a contract about the stuff that I do with film, I'm not going to understand it. The attorney's going to say, okay, well, even with buying a house, like when I was buying a house, my
have
attorney
to have
said,
an
all right, well,
attorney.
this basically, it's okay to sign.
Unless
this
you really know what you're
This is
doing.
basically saying that you're going to pay your mortgage on time. And this right here basically saying that you're going to have some insurance.
And this is your interest
This
rate.
is how, but you know what she said, your mortgage is going to be paid on time from right here to here. Right? Do you see how long this is? And over here saying, this is basically saying you're going to have insurance. It could just say pay your mortgage on time, insurance, but the page is this long and it's full of
The
all
in-between
stuff that
stuff.
I don't know and I understand. But the attorney is going to catch all the stuff that you're not going to catch.
And you're
You
going to
can
hire a
teach-
real estate
You can
attorney.
teach me as much as you want to teach me about music. But when it comes to a time when somebody drop a contract in front of me and I say, I want to be independent, how much you going to give me? Oh, man. Either I'm going to jump on it or I'm going to find me an attorney and say, hey, look this over.
That's
Because
true.
as soon as I told somebody 2 weeks
You're
ago, I
right.
said, you know what, I'm gonna have my attorney look this information over. Can you send it to me? Send
It
me your.
changed.
You know what? That email went dead.
So what I do with what in my field is that, like I said, I educate and I empower and I elevate independent musicians. So there will be people that I have to vet. So not everybody I work with. I don't work with the people that are not even going to try to learn anything. And a part of my position in the Super Businesswoman show is that even though, yes, I started as a rapper, I'm a businesswoman and I'm very well versed with contracts and legalese. And I can put myself in that room with an attorney, or I could put myself in front of a judge and understand legal terms and how to negotiate contracts. If I'm able to do that, I believe that there's other people out there that may not have a law degree that can still at least understand certain words and certain terms, that if you see that in a contract, it's questionable and you question it and you negotiate it. So what I do with my brands and my businesses is educate independent artists. And I implore that they do research and know at least the bare minimum. So when you see certain terms in a contract, you can say, oh, I don't like that.
So do you give
I
them a
can-
sheet that has check marks on?
I have checklists,
No,
but
I'm
I
saying- I'm talking
actually,
about for them, not for you, for them, because that's the only way they.
oh
can-
yeah, for my
Yeah.
artist development program.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually, I'm working on a 3-book series for artist development, and I actually just am negotiating a position as a instructor for the City College of Chicago for my curriculum. So yes, I do the full
Okay. So
education.
that's helpful to have a sheet, because now I'm looking at the
You have a
contract
curriculum.
and I'm like, oh, okay.
I think it's good to
Lexi
have
said
a
don't do that.
curriculum, the checkoff sheet, and everything else. And I also, I feel that people who are professionals in their field, such as attorneys, and when you are in, negotiating those huge deals for millions of dollars and stuff like that, you definitely should do the research yourself and know what you're doing. And that's where that education piece comes in, that you put out there for them to have, which is wonderful. Because when you first started, I was like, wow, I was so taken by it. in the end of all of that, an attorney needs to be implemented in that as well. Just because the more money, the more problems, and you need an attorney to sift through all that.
Well,
all
I
that
thought
work.
I was super strong. I thought I didn't need an attorney. My cousin told me, and this was around Trump's first presidency. She was like, you know what Trump has a lot of? He might not have a lot of money, but you know what he got a lot of? I said, what? Attorneys. I said, what? Yeah, he got a gang of attorneys. Everybody's suing him for whatever, but he got attorneys. He don't care. And attorneys, they insulate you. They insulate you from. And now, like you said, don't go with an attorney from that's just bad business.
And see, it's okay. So, and again, like when I say I vet the clients and the people that I work with, and even with the students, that there's going to be an application process. I am not interested in working with people that want to go straight into the majors. I work with the people to teach them that being a successful independent musician, you are a business. So I start from the very basement of the foundation, and I build you up as a business, as a label, and or an independent musician. So when you get to that point and you have that great product to present, then yes, of course, an entertainment attorney is absolutely necessary.
I really want you to say I'm not a businesswoman. I'm a business. I really want you to say that. I want you to. It's just because I'm a Jay-Z fan. I just want you to say, I'm not a businesswoman. I'm a business.
I'm a businessman. No,
I
get it.
I just really want
absolutely.
I want you to cut in and say that. I just really want you. Can you just say it for me real quick? Just want it real quick.
Look.
Say I'm not a businesswoman. I'm a business man. Like
absolutely.
Please just say it one time, Lexi.
I've said it on social media. Well, I feel like you should just follow me.
I am following you.
Oh, my bad.
I'm sorry. You got too many followers to notice that little old me following. But yeah, I followed you. I'm following you. I followed you.
You got to go back and look at. No, I know. I absolutely.
Are you cool with that?
Being a businesswoman
or being a businesswoman? Absolutely.
Man.
I'm not a man.
No, business. Like I'm a business.
No, I get it. I get the reference.
Man. Can you say that? I'm gonna leave you alone.
I feel like you're trying to make me work.
No, I'm not. I just want to hear you say it because it makes me happy. Please.
Let's move on to something else.
I don't know if I want to make you happy, Will.
I know.
I don't know if that's in my books today. No,
I know, but still, because it's empowering to hear you say I'm a business.
I definitely think it's empowering to say I'm a business.
I am a business, Will.
I don't know
okay,
about
that's cool.
Part.
No, but it's cool because it's like she's saying, but she said I'm a business, Will. That's cool.
I am business, and I'm actually going into my 5th year in business.
Cool.
So, couture music management.
But see, I love that. See.
Yeah, of course.
Look at me, I'm smiling, y'all. Yay.
Did you see that?
I see that, Crystal.
Well, I'm saying I'm asking you over and over, and I'm not getting anything out of it.
Because I apologize, Crystal, because I had her attention. And I was talking to her. I'm sorry.
That is perfectly fine,
okay,
Crystal.
Cool. Thank you, ma'am.
I am working through my thoughts, and my my segment is kind of all over the place.
It's great,
but
I'm here and I'm sorry.
But I
apologize. The segment is great, Lexi, as always.
But my independent artists do know that I am absolutely an advocate for you guys, and I'm always available to you. You know that couture music.
It's crazy because she never gave me her information to contact her. So I had to find her on social media and follow her, but she never messaged me back. Now I'm blocked on Messenger. I'm sorry. I was thinking out loud.
Oh, of another person that you were talking about?
Lexi.
Oh, no.
She said I'm an independent artist. Aren't you here for me too?
You are
my tears starting.
Independent filmmaker, and I actually crafted this because my segment originally was going to be talking about men's mental health awareness month, which is June, and I actually switched it last night at 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, listen, I actually switched my segment at 4 a.m. and decided to talk about the importance of staying independent because you are an independent filmmaker, and I also didn't want to put this big, huge mental health thing on you and be like,
you want to talk about it a little
bit? I just felt like it was kind of like,
you want to talk about it a little bit?
It was just in depth.
Let's talk about it. So I'm gonna talk about it a little bit, real quick. Okay, so when I was, I probably shouldn't have been looking at my phone driving. Excuse my nails, Will. But anyway, so I saw where
excuse your nails.
Yeah, they need to be done, but that's my thing. So right here on Hollywood Unlocked, it says tragic family dispute: son fatally shoots mother, then is allegedly killed by older brother. So, that's a mental health issue in itself right there. And it goes on a lot.
But that's kind of like something different. I mean, not different. that's a different animal, because that it started with the parent to the child to the
There's
the
still
other
a
child.
mental health thing that's
Yeah.
with a male. That's my point.
But
And then
but
inside of a
we don't
family.
know what happened with the mother. We don't know if the mother was.
I don't
mentally
need to know
disturbed.
any of that. I know it's a mental health issue.
I get what you're saying.
That's
but,
it.
But it's there. It's there because he could have been fed up with his mother beating on him or talking crazy down, and the other brother's like, "You killed my mama, bam!" And it's
of course,
over.
Right?
But that's kind of a sketchy. I mean, kind of a hard thing when we talk about mental health with men. I think, and it goes both ways. It goes to the woman's side too, because when you see a guy that's crazy and you like, how did he get there? It's one guy I met.
I agree.
It's one guy I met. I met him on his down. Like he was home. He was homeless until he died. And what I found out about him was he was married. His wife left him, and he went.
Well, trauma is a very triggering figure for people who have mental health issues.
Yeah, and his mother died. Once his mother died, he was staying in her abandoned house until the people who owned the house or the people that bought it for taxes kicked him out. Then he was just on the street. So mental health can come from
all of it's mental health issues. When you most of the time you end up on the street, it's either from drugs, alcohol, or some type of trauma. And
but some people just want to get away from the world. Though.
Well, that's a mental health issue if you don't want to exist in the real world.
Well, there's some people that are actually happy homeless, but I think that's separate and that's completely different from mental health.
Yeah,
I don't know anybody. I wouldn't be happy homeless. I think
I
anybody that's
don't think
homeless
anybody
and
in
happy
here would be happy homeless.
I think you have to make the most out of your situations and your circumstances, but there's no happiness in not having a place to live and having to sleep outside.
They feel like they feel great off the grid and not part of the system.
Well, that's why I said it's to each its own. Because there are some people who appreciate living in the woods,
but that's not if you have a homeless mentality. That's if you're living in the woods. I mean, actually, people live in campers in the woods all the time. So
but I'm talking about living up under the stars.
Technically homeless.
Well, that's a difference. But if you're homeless because of trauma, and most of them are on alcohol, drugs, or some type of trauma, most people do not want to live under a bridge.
We can't generalize like that.
I'm gonna generalize,
even though they don't have no phones.
And I didn't generalize. I said most. I didn't say all.
That's a lot of people.
There's always a root, and I appreciate that Will brought that perspective, because I'm one of them people that I always look at the root, because people just don't wake up and become alcoholics. People don't just wake up and become drug addicts. People don't just wake up and be like, I'm going to be homeless. So with the gentleman he was speaking of, there's
I'm a gentleman.
Tons.
Did you hear? I'm a gentleman.
Well, but that root that he's speaking of.
Hold on to your boots, Will. I said the gentleman you were speaking of. May his soul rest in peace.
But with the research behind trauma and mental health is trauma that triggers you, and everything that Will said that guy was experiencing was trauma.
His was trauma, yeah.
And it's the same thing with this. There's
if you go downtown, I have
children, I have boys.
But if you go downtown and you see some of those people that don't ask you for anything, those people want to be there. It's the people. It's people that don't ask you for nothing.
Though. And he's correct. There is people out there.
Money is like, I don't want your charity.
That doesn't.
I'm like, what?
Well, then to me, they're not thinking clearly. They need as much charity as they can get.
But we don't know.
So are you assuming then? That
I said we don't know. I tried to. I assumed that he needed some money, and I tried to pass some money. He said he don't need my charity, so I moved away. I'm not about to try to fight you to give you the money that I want to give you. But at the same time, he happy being left alone.
But you're assuming he's happy being left alone.
If he told me get out of his face,
I think
I feel like there's some documentaries out there that you can actually, if you in your free time, I feel like I know there is, because they interview people that are homeless, and you can get a different perspective.
That's like people when they're overweight.
No, I mean you can get a different perspective.
Like to be overweight. But nobody likes to be overweight. Most overweight people end up losing weight. I mean. Well, I don't buy into that.
It depends on the
person.
I
could be wrong.
So Crystal, the thing is that it's from your perspective.
Yes,
so
it is.
So you're not happy.
You're
not happy homeless, and you're not happy overweight. So we can't generalize the whole entire world.
I didn't say
based
most.
Off that.
You can't
that's
say
still
most.
We don't know.
Is not
it could be 5 out of 10 people that like being homeless. We don't know.
But that's still most.
We're going from your perspective though, because you're saying, but you can't say most. Because when you say most, that means you're generalizing and saying that because you talk to everybody. When you saying how you feel,
I didn't say all. How you feel, I said most.
Like, I feel that people should
That's my feeling.
Right, that's your feeling. Mm-hmm. But when you say, well, most people don't.
from the research that I've done, I looked at Precious, I looked at Oprah, I looked at Lizzo.
Precious is a movie.
I know, but the lady, the lady in the movie, I looked at Oprah, I looked at all of those people, and all of them ended up losing weight, but all of them were saying that they were happy in their weight. So
I get what you're saying, those are 3 people though.
Okay, but if you go over it, I'm pretty sure it's going to add up to a pretty good amount. And the same thing with homeless people.
But it's people who die in the same way. Like I had my best friend, she died at the same weight that she was at. I would beg her to exercise with me, but she said no. I'm cool.
I don't believe that.
She told me she was cool.
Okay, that's
fine.
But
she died. But
people
she was
are
cool
delusional all the time.
But no,
they are.
Not, if you're happy,
we're not going to agree on this.
Happy is not
and
a
my
delusion.
mind isn't going to change it. I'm not taking it personal.
I'm just saying
my mind isn't going to change.
Happy is not a delusion if it's you being happy. You know
that I just
like some people eat ice cream. You're like, oh, this is great. Some people get on a treadmill like, oh, this is great. But that's for that.
I think anyone who's comfortable
Lexi, jump in anytime you're ready.
I think anyone.
Do you feel people are content and happy being single?
Yes,
I don't believe that because as a married woman, I believe that you can only find happiness in marriage.
No. See, I have a but.
No, but I'm just saying we can't.
Let me finish because I didn't get a chance to finish because I'm single. My preference would be to be with someone.
But that means you're not happy being single.
I'm not happy 100% being single.
So most people are not happy.
I don't think. Well, I said that wrong then. Yeah, but I do think that you have to make the most out of the situation.
It's a case by case basis. Is what I mean. Yeah, you know, Crystal, I'm just messing with you.
I know, but that's why I said most, not all. But what I am saying is that when you do the statistics and you start looking at most of these things, most people want to be better and empowered, and if they're not, I just think that there's something wrong with them if they don't want to be their best self.
Well, you got to understand some people want to be the queen ant. And that's men and women. The queen ant tells everybody what to do. Other people just want to be workers. Some people are happy.
You can be a worker and be at your best self.
Some people like just to.
And there's nothing wrong with being a worker.
Welcome to Good Burger, ma'am. May I take your order? And some people will be like, welcome to Good Burger. What's your name? Crystal. Crystal it's a great day. You know, it depends on the person. It's a case by case. What Lexi said. I've been trying to give Lexi some points. She ain't listening to me.
But I didn't say all. I said most. And from what I've seen,
say most.
Okay, you can't. Okay, if you think I can't say most.
No, well, you can say most because it's your words. But what I'm saying is, it's from your perspective.
That is definitely my perspective.
Your research goes only so far. If you were to research every case, you wouldn't be.
I wouldn't be able to do that. That's not realistic.
You would be able to do it, but you wouldn't be here. You'll be still researching.
I know
and you will also not be looking at stuff online. You'll be walking up to people and saying, "Hey, would you rather a house or stay here?
No,
and you stink." You know,
I would never do that. Will
kick them when they down?
You smell. Would you rather? Hey, would you like some deodorant too? I'm giving it away if you give me.
I understand that it's my opinion, but it's my opinion, and
okay.
I think that most homeless situations stem from trauma and mental illness, and I
if
think
you say
that
it like this, in my opinion.
Okay,
there you go.
Yeah,
right.
In my opinion, I found that most individuals want to be their better self, whether they admit it or not. That's just my opinion. And I think
Crystal's opinion.
And I think when you're not, I think that you're not being at your higher self.
In Crystal's opinion.
And my opinion.
Well, with the disclaimers, which I
appreciate.
appreciate.
So I could be at my better self.
And I think with all of that, we also still look at the roots of things. Because if somebody's not at their best selves, why are they not at their best selves? And we can't just say it's because they don't want to, or because they're lazy, or there could be a multitude of things. There could be lack of resources. It could be they're hungry. It could be that
not you. I said, but I'm saying you said
lack of resources. It could be a multitude of reasons of why a person is not at their highest self.
And procrastination is horrible. It is. It's a bad thing to do.
Procrastination. Sometimes it works for people like people with ADHD.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
No, procrastination is.
You know what? That's my superpower, though. So I can't. I don't put that on everybody.
What do you say? Procrastination is the
devil's work.
No, it's a saying.
I thought that was idle hands.
Procrastination is the something to progress. I can't think of it. But it's
procrastination. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't think of the same. But the procrastination is: should I do this? Should I write? Well, for me, should I finish writing this script? No, I'm gonna watch this. But it depends on where you are with yourself. Now you can say, all right, I'm gonna write the script and watch this, but then what you watching ends up in your script. Or you say, I'm gonna turn that off and write my script, or you say I'm gonna go to sleep. So it's always, it's depending on where your drive is.
How are you looking at the glass
today? Getting here, I had a plan, and they said, "Make God laugh. Tell me your plan." I was like, "All right, so I'm gonna put this lock in. I'm gonna go to my boy little picnic. Then after I go to this picnic, I'm gonna come to the show, and I'm gonna sit here for an hour before the show start and send emails." I got here at 3:05. The show started at 3:00. I talked to the young lady out there. She's like, "Oh, they've been there since 3." I said, "They started on time."
Did you at least send an email on the way here, Will?
No, I did. I couldn't. I'm driving.
All right. Was that procrastination?
You got the fancy car. You can't just tell it to send an email.
No, it was not the phone. But no, it wasn't procrastination. I took on a project that I wasn't familiar with.
Okay.
I was putting a lock in the door. If you see my hands, I got 2 cuts from and they were bleeding.
I can't see.
Oh, I apologize. Well, you can see though. You see 2 cuts?
Mm-hmm.
So I got 3 cuts. I got 3 cuts in my hand. I was bleeding, trying to put the lock in. Ended up calling this contractor to come in.
What type of tools were you using?
It was a circular saw, and I was trying to take it. I was trying to loosen it up, and it cut my hand here. And then I picked something else up, and it cut my hand here. And I called this contractor that I know, and he came out. I was like, "Come on, Will, I help you. I just fix it for you." And he fixed it for me.
So you need to hire someone that's good in this field.
Well, I thought I could do it. And it took me long. It took me longer than 30 minutes that I thought it was going to take me to do. So it took me at least 3 hours. I went to the Home Depot 3 times today. 3 times. And then when he came, he fixed it, took off, ran to my friend's picnic, saw some people I hadn't seen for years, talked to them a little bit longer than I wanted to because I was only there for like 15 minutes. I said I was going to be there 10 minutes. I was there for 15 minutes, jumped on the E-way 80 to 90 miles an hour until I hit traffic at whatever. But I wasn't procrastinating to get here. I thrive on being on time because my father was always a late person. And with him being late, it just blew my mind, like picking me up, getting me wherever,
It traumatized
you. Yeah, sure. He traumatized me with that. And matter of fact, I learned how to put gas in my car from him. When I got my first car, I was putting $5 of gas in my car all the time. And I was at the gas station all the time. One day, you know what I did? I filled my tank up. I was like, it ain't tomorrow. I can ride the whole week.
He said it ain't tomorrow.
So was your dad putting $5 worth of gas in his car every day?
All the time. Every time we pull over, he put $5. Tell him $5.
That's crazy.
$5.
That's what I'm talking about.
And he was on E all the time. So when I filled my gas tank up for the first time,
help in that.
I think I was 20 years old when I put gas. When I filled my car I had a car since I was 16. So for 4 years, I've been putting $5 here. Never filling my tank up. $5.
You don't think that's a little
So just
weird?
because you were used to that, it
Because I
was just
thought
like
that's
a pattern?
Because you were programmed.
Because it was a learned behavior. I learned from him to put
You
$5.
just put $5 in
But
it
you
to
put
get A to
fast,
B?
you fill your tank up, you can ride the week. And
Yeah.
don't nobody like going to the gas station?
I would have been looking at my tank though, seeing where the $5 is not taking me anywhere, and then I would have had like a 20, and I would have said, "Let me try putting this full." So I could.
No, but I was already programmed because I saw my father do. In my family, my father had my mother
That's
didn't
what
have
I
a
was
car.
saying.
My mother didn't have a car. My mother still doesn't drive to this day. So with her not driving, I didn't learn that from her. That wasn't a learned behavior. Cleaning up was a learned behavior from her.
That's great.
Me being clean and trying to make sure I told you projects, roaches.
Oh,
You
we
had
ain't
to
gonna
keep
do that
clean.
again. Look,
No,
I done made enough crazy
we-
faces for that episode.
We ain't gonna continue, but I got that from her. But when it comes to
Right.
putting gas in the car, I got it from him because the time I was in the car, I was just with him. So he ran to the gas station. He put $5 in the gas. I'm like, okay, well, I didn't say when I get a car.
Would you do something like that?
So you know what? I actually was waiting for a moment because first I want to speak on one thing. The things that were the detours and the things that were stopping you today from your plan were tests, not necessarily things that that's how I always look at things. I
Okay.
look at it as a test, how you react to the things. And
I was gonna blow the picnic off, but I said I can't do that to my guy.
and you still made it happen. You still made it here. And I think that's a blessing. So
I like tests.
so we're tested when we have to be somewhere. Even today, like granted, I said I'm usually like 5 to 15 minutes. I'm usually 10 to 15 minutes early. So me being 5 minutes early, I'm still grateful for that because I'm not late. but however, I had detours. I had things that were in my way, stub my toe, things like that could have made me be like, you know what, forget this, because I'm technically on vacation.
No,
But
I was
the
gonna be here no
reactions,
matter what,
yeah,
though,
no,
'cause
I get it. But I'm just saying,
I am a man of my word.
along the way, those things that could have detoured you did not. So I think that's
roadblock.
yeah. So I think that's amazing, and I appreciate you being here.
But
And
I'm gonna tell you this one thing, and I'm sorry to cut you off. The reason why all the other stuff failed today because I procrastinated on putting that dog on lock in.
oh well,
I asked you, were you procrastinating? You said you weren't.
No, I did
with the lock you were procrastinating.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I kept telling I was gonna have somebody over there, and I looked at the YouTube video. I can do that. Man, it's just and you
It's
guys
gonna take you a
bracket.
quick.
Yeah, I can do that.
So we won't be calling Will to fix locks anytime soon.
Oh no, you can do it now. I know how to do it.
Oh, now
And I
a
got
lesson and a blessing.
I got the tool, but from the
You
procrastination.
went and bought the tool.
Yeah, from the procrastination, I had to buy a whole new drill. Broke my drill.
Dang.
Yeah, so from procrastination of not putting a lock in 2 months ago when she asked me for it. 2 months ago.
Oh.
2 months ago.
Wow. Yeah.
It got to today. I did it today. It was on the schedule to get done today. I was there at 10:30, left there at 1:30. 1:30.
You got
Yeah.
there at 10:30 in the morning. You left at 1:30.
I was struggling.
Now, what is that? Sounds like a little something that I was talking about.
I was
'cause
struggling.
That's a little nuts.
No, it's not nuts.
So-
I was trying, the whole thing.
Maybe
is,
nuts isn't the
well,
right
you know
word.
what?
He didn't know what he
you
was
you can say,
doing. He
but
was
you can say-
learning.
but you can say it was
He was
nuts.
learning because he
But-
didn't know.
But you can say
but
it
he
was nuts
learned it.
because I was trying.
I can
I
or I
was-
can't.
I said you can.
Oh, so okay.
because-
So I didn't say
No,
anything
because I was trying to. I have a thing with finishing things, so I need to. If something starts, I have to finish it.
Mm.
I don't want to.
You weren't leaving until that
Right.
lock was
That's
on.
what I was
And-
trying
yeah.
to say earlier. Will.
So, If I
I'm gonna
couldn't
stick to
finish it,
my
I would
guts
have
that I
blew
was
the
right.
picnic off if I didn't finish it when I did, and it just came straight out here.
Okay.
But I did go out to the picnic, which was 100% out of the way of this place.
Are you going back to the picnic?
Absolutely not, because it's going to be probably over when I leave here.
Oh.
I got to pick up my daughter because her life revolves. I mean, my life revolves around her.
That's nice.
Because no, it's not. Because
Okay.
she's 18 years old.
To me, it
and-
is.
Well, happy early Father's
Well,
Day
thank
for
you.
that.
Yes. Happy
but-
So
Father's
let's
Day,
bless
Will.
that.
Because-
Let's bless that.
so
You are
she-
there for your daughter.
She's like,
Yes.
a
hey,
blessing.
Dad,
A
what
blessing.
you doing right now? What you need? What do you need? Well, I was wondering, can you please not do that? Just tell me what I need to do. Can you send me how much? Exactly. That's it.
That's what you're for.
And Crystal, to answer the second part, yes, I absolutely had a moment today because when I got up this morning, I went and got my coffee and I washed my truck, and then I went to the gas station to fill her up, which I don't like doing,
Okay.
but
I
I
don't
have
either.
been doing.
Mhm.
Now that my truck's paid off, I feel a little bit like yeah, I'm gonna fill
Good.
you up, baby.
Right. There
So,
you go.
Disregard that. I
No.
See, here I go that pause thing. We just get off the pause.
I said
thing.
disregard that because
No,
it just didn't
no,
sound
it was
right. Now
cool.
I'm like,
I was
somebody
into
gonna
your
sound
story.
clip
You
that.
gonna say pause?
Look,
I'm listening.
so yes, I had a moment when I was filling my truck up and I realized that there has not been a time in a very, very long time
Mhm.
where I have not had that blessing to fill my truck up. But
Mhm.
I've had those moments where I was pulling quarters and I was like, oh, I gotta make it. I gotta figure it out.
Yep.
You know, as a younger
Mhm.
woman,
Lexi,
obviously.
Hey, we all have.
But-
I've been to the coin
Well,
store.
But it's a
Lexi, let me
blessing.
tell you
Coinstar?
something.
Is that Coinstar?
You do it
I've been there
beautifully
before.
because your face looks really, really pretty today.
Well, it's genetics.
Well, you got it going on, babe.
I've been to
So,
Coinstar, so don't even trip. So what
Well,
you
I'm just saying, like, I know there was a time in my life where I was gonna just $5 would have been a blessing to put in my tank.
Hey,
you
look,
know,
it was a time
True
in life where I
story.
had
so
picked-
yeah,
I
to be
pulled
able to fill her
Yeah.
up, like,
thankful.
all these
Yes,
coins, and
grateful.
Like, here, how
Life
much
is
you
not
say it is?
easy.
Here it is.
It's not fair either.
And
well,
they-
there's I feel like in our journeys and in our purpose and finding our purpose, we're gonna go through those hardships, and we're gonna
Mhm.
go through things, especially when you have a
To draw
huge
you closer
calling
to
on your
God.
life.
Yes.
You're
yes.
gonna go through a lot of
Yes,
things,
Lexi,
and I speak
yes.
on that a lot because
But you have to know it.
yeah.
You have to know it.
I've-
And a lot of people don't know it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how they don't walk around in their passion and their purpose, because
Yeah.
when you're walking in your passion and your purpose, you're really living at your at some of your highest self.
See, I can agree with you at that, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Hustle and Flow. Have you seen Hustle and Flow?
We have, but Will, I'm going to cut you off really quick because I do want to get into a really quick music break because we're going to be bringing in another guest, a surprise guest.
Do I leave?
Surprise to us all. No, you can stay right
A
there.
surprise guest all the way from Jamaica.
Look, we're winging it. So we're going to get into a quick music break, and we don't want you to go anywhere. Stay right where you're at on the Super Businesswoman Show, Intellectual Radio. We'll be right back.
All right. So look, Hustle and Flow.
No, you can keep talking.
No.
Think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me since I'm so far? Would you even speak to me if I should call? Sometimes it's hard to sleep. Staring at the stars when I dream, I blink, and damn, there you are. Do you think of me and wish we could have worked things out one way or another? At least we should have stayed friends, not so much lovers. Do you think of me? We love to hug and kiss. We love to rub that love is what I miss. Do you think of me or how I could be more than just another casualty in need? Do you think of me? Do you still see me as a queen out here doing my thing? Do you think of me and say it's an act of God's timing so I can pursue rhyming? I love you, but that love had me blinded. Face fine, but what hides behind it? Do you think of me and all them lonely nights I'm crying? Do you think of me without even trying? Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Either way, I see a brighter day. By the way, do you think of me when the radio plays all my jams, heavy rotation? And again, do you think of me when you see me in the magazines? Do you think of me and what you could have with me? Do you think of me? Of course you do. None bad as me. Do you think of me? Mic checking, say traffic. Do you think of me and realize you're the reason I'm stressing? Do you think of me? Rewind me again. Learn a lesson. Do you think of me now that I'm running the league? You guessed it when it comes to this ink pen. Some call it gifted. I call it all the above. I've been blessed from the beginning. Do you think of me? Does it hurt to see I'm forever winning? Do you think of me? Got back, hold a piece. Toxic love ever costed me. Honestly, it's sad to see you never really rock with me. Love is dead. Rest in peace. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Now it's gone, now it's gone.
Okay. Hey, everybody. It's Crystal, your savvy investor, and I am here today to bring on a surprise guest. A friend of mine is here from Jamaica, and Jamaica is such a fabulous place. It's so warm, it's so beautiful. The people are so relaxed, and it's just everything. So I wanted for her to come and share her business while she's in America and take my segment and tell us something about what your business pertains to and how you want to offer some things to the United States as well as the world. So tell us a little bit about your business, Grace.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me today. I appreciate it.
Welcome to the Super Businesswoman Show, Grace.
Thank you,
With the
madam.
businessman here.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, my God. I feel good. I'm surrounded by persons who are getting there, growing, and giving back. And that's what we do. Years ago, America went through something that's devastating, and it affected us universally.
Okay.
Tourism is our main industry in Jamaica. And when there's no one coming to Jamaica, it means nothing is happening. Like we're stuck.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, that's kind of
That's our
bad.
main industry.
Okay.
So it affects us when you come and you spend your money. The hotels are infected. The it doesn't matter how small a business you are or how big your business is, you are affected. From the small man to the big man, the banks are affected, the hotels are affected, the entire industry is affected. If you're a carpenter, you're affected. If you're a farmer, you're affected by it. What happened September 11? When you all went through your trauma, when the bombing happened and lives were lost and everything, and then persons were afraid to travel. So I was in the industry. My husband was also in the tourism industry, and he's going to work as a dispatcher at the airport, and there's nothing to dispatch. There's no one coming in, and there's no one going out. And the hotels are the same thing. Persons were out of work. It was devastating. So we cried on the day when it happened, but after that, what happens then? How do you pick up and keep going when there's nothing happening? So my husband came up with the grand idea of um, janitorial services because there's always something to clean no matter what. And that's how we started. And that started, um, and we have, we started out small, gradually growing from cleaning buses to cleaning houses to doing banks, churches,
Are you
the works.
are you
So
a world name inside of Jamaica? Like is your company like well known?
we are known enough.
Okay.
We are known enough. Um, is it a household name like you say,
Yeah, that's
Grace
what I'm asking.
Jamaican Ketchup?
Household. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. There are other bigger companies than us, but we are known enough, and we're getting there, because the first place that really pushed us up was a bank,
Okay.
and that's an international bank, and we're still there over 20 years now. We're still there.
What are their codes?
I do not wish to say.
Okay, tell me later.
Okay.
Tell me later too.
Persons that I'm in bed with, I try to keep it simple and I try to keep it discreet. Is
Keep
that
your secrets,
okay?
Grace.
Just
Keep your
slide it under
There
the
you
secrets.
door.
go.
Slide it under the door.
So, uh, Airbnbs, we do that as well.
I don't know
I'll
what that is.
explain that.
Airbnbs.
Oh,
Mhm,
Airbnbs.
mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
Um, no problem. So now, if a um, owner calls me and say, "I've got persons coming in, I need a place clean like ASAP," we get it done. So
I'm gonna need
we
your information.
not a problem. We sanitize as well. During COVID, when nothing was happening, we were busy. And that
Yeah.
it is sad when um, to know that negative things happen and persons grow from it, but we actually grew from that as well, because tragedy is going to happen in life. Things are going to happen. Things are going to affect you. It is the get up and keep going. And how do you learn from it? What do you learn? What do you glean? And how do you transition from one level to another, that persons can look at you and say, if she can do it, I can do it. If they're doing it, I can also do it too.
Okay.
And you know what, Grace? I do want to mention that because a majority of our guests that we've actually had on the Super Businesswoman show, majority of their businesses actually started in 2020 or during the pandemic.
That's
So,
true.
and I noticed that pattern at some point. I was like, everyone keeps saying I started in 2020 or 2021, and I'm like, an amazing thing came from a tragedy, and a lot of them are still in business. My business started in 2020 as well. So, it's
You can
bittersweet,
relate.
but.
Mhm.
And are you based in America or in Jamaica?
Jamaica.
Okay. Do you work in America at all?
No.
Not yet.
Oh,
Look,
you
Not
can't
we're gonna
yet.
say
tell
not
me.
yet.
We're getting
We're
there.
gonna make
We're
Grace
getting there.
international,
We're
y'all.
getting there.
You don't have any people. You don't have anybody here.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Because I had a cleaning person that was supposed to show up that never showed,
Mm.
and I
How
changed the
could
locks.
how could they not show up?
I don't know. They never showed up. They were supposed to clean the unit out, but they didn't show up.
Oh my lord.
But they didn't get paid.
Do you have any plans on bringing your business to America? Like,
I one day hope to.
okay.
I one day hope to. I've always said that I want to be international. the sky's the limit to me when it comes to growing. The sky's the limit. So I believe in growth. I believe in propel, getting to the next level. So I one day hope to.
Well, the International Bank can help you get there a little
You
bit. Right?
never know.
Because you got those codes.
Okay. Well, what's the name of your business?
Kleenex Janitorial Services.
Kleenex. How do you spell it?
Clean, CLEANX.
Okay.
As in
Kleenex.
excellent.
Clean. Okay. All right. As an excellent.
Mhm.
So this is for our listeners over there in Jamaica, because we do have them around the world, because we are with iHeartRadio and a few other places on the radio network. So, you do have a wide audience hearing about
Wow.
your business.
Thank you. I
Mhm.
appreciate it.
Yep. And then when I went to visit Grace, I had the opportunity to have some really, really, really good home cooked Jamaican food. And that was delicious. And it tasted so, so good. When I first started eating Jamaican food, it was at this place called Maxine's. You guys familiar with Maxine's on 80s? You familiar with Maxine's? I used to go there all
was
the
that, Will?
time and eat the catfish.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was so,
What's the
so
vomit
good.
emoji?
What did you say?
Nothing.
He's not a fan.
You're not a fan of what?
Maxine's.
Oh, you weren't a fan? Well, Maxine's on the south side?
Mhm.
Oh.
I think
Well, Alexi
sometimes
told me
we.
to hit the vomit emoji.
I did not say that.
told me just
We
to
can
hit the vomit.
rewind it. I would never.
Alexi just told me to hit the vomit
I
emoji.
believe sometimes we may just have a bad experience. Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe you had a bad batch. I don't know.
Experiences.
Well, if you have
Oh,
a
it's-
bad experience, that can make it really bad for you.
Yeah.
Experiences.
No, I'm very much like that. If I have a bad experience in a restaurant, I probably will never go back.
Tropic Island jerk is good for me.
I had a bad experience at Fogo de Chao when I first had some of their food, and I drank so much wine and I got very, very sick after. So I didn't eat Fogo de Chao for a long time, but I just recently had some Fogo de Chao with a girlfriend of mine, and it was delicious.
Do
so
you
I
think it was the wine?
Yes, I do. I think it was the wine. No, it was the food. I don't know what it was. It just didn't work out for me.
Help me out, Lexi. Come on. Help you, Lexi. You got that face. You like you want to say something.
Why Will's trying to make me be the little devil on his shoulder, and it's
no,
just not
Lexi
in me.
was
Will.
like, it was the wine, girl. Go ahead, say it. Your voice is my voice.
No, go ahead. You had it. You had it right.
1, 2, 3, go.
Go ahead.
Come on,
You
Lexi.
had it.
I just need your backup.
You
son.
had it.
I be trying to back you up all the time.
Well, Gracie, is there anything else that you want to tell us about Jamaica, about, how we can find you, give you some referrals, come there and meet you, anything?
Okay, so not only do I do janitorial services,
See, I knew you did something else, Grace. I knew it.
I also do transportation of tourists.
There
I do
we go.
tours as well. So if someone wants to come and just chill, find a nice place to go chill, I can take you to there. If you want to come to a place where you can go on the Blue Mountain tours, you can do that because we have it goes up to 7,400 feet above sea level. We can also do Dunzero Falls, where you can climb up them waterfalls and have the cascading water just running down on you, massaging your shoulders and all of that. It's the bomb. We also do rafting as well, where you can just relax and have your feet in the water and get your full body massage or full body scrub while doing that as well. Because the guys will tell you that they will massage you, Crystal.
We've
Mhm.
seen that on
You've
social
seen it?
media.
Yes,
Yeah, I
it's
did.
all
I
over
s-
social media.
Yeah, I saw one
So
of
it's
the.
no women massaging
Yeah,
guys,
somebody
it's
went
just
out of town and
guys
got a
massaging
really good
people.
massage.
They
Mhm.
do they massage
men
men too?
massage you, Crystal? I'm like, wow. What about women massaging guys?
Do they do both?
There are women, there are men that are massaging you, but whatever rocks your boat, baby.
No, I don't rock my boat.
He said the boat
Okay.
stops
No.
there.
Right. Please, not
The
again.
rocking has
we
stopped.
we can't do Will again now. We hit him with the feisty, and
Straight
now
up, straight shot, all
zesty.
the way. Wow. Did you see
Wow.
how they do me?
Yeah, we have many attractions in Jamaica. You can go to the grill where you can actually watch the sunset. We have a 7 Mile long beach there, white, beautiful sand.
Which one is
It's
that?
in the grill.
Negril. Okay,
It's in the
that's right.
grill.
Have
Do
we
you
all
have
been
a
to?
travel agent that you can recommend for us to use to get out there?
I have a travel agent. Her name is oh my God, Shamika,
Okay.
and she's beautiful. So I can always recommend her services as well.
She's beautiful because she's a good person, or
She's
she's
a very
pretty?
lovely person. She's lovely. She's honest. She's kind, and she looks great.
Okay, I
There
don't
we
care.
go.
I didn't really care about.
Will was trying to see was she
get the
easy
deal.
on the eyes.
No, I'm trying to see what the deal is.
Right, easy on the eyes,
And no,
Lexi.
easy on the pocket.
I thought it
I
was.
know that's right.
I
Will
thought it
say, I'm
was-
thinking about my paper.
I thought Will was thinking about money
I
in,
am.
He
in
is.
terms of
Yeah, I said my pocket.
is she good to is she nice because she but you said is she nice because she's pretty. So
Right, because
I gave her the full package,
She's
so
beautiful. And I was
she's-
like,
She's it all.
I was actually thinking beautiful in terms of the service and
oh,
from the
okay.
heart.
All right,
It's
I'll-
all about the perspective.
I
Remember, Will,
apologize.
from
I said
I
earlier today?
apologize.
It's
I-
all
but
about
see,
the
I know how to
perspective, the way
apologize,
that you
Crystal.
see it.
Mhm.
I know how
But
to apologize
she
too.
looks really great
No.
as well.
Is she good on the pockets?
Yeah, man.
Okay, we gonna see because you're gonna
Mhm.
give me that information too.
Yeah, man. No problem.
So
I want all inclusive too. I don't
is
want
your
to pay for no
tour
food.
is your touring services, is it connected with
It-
a
I'm
travel
connect-
agency?
No,
So I
not
gotta
right
get
now.
Y'all get your stuff for free when I get out there. Cool, because I met you.
My
Alright.
tour is I'm connected with a tour company. That's how we do it. So you have Jamaican tours, you have Juta services. I'm with Juta services.
So then I come and tell them I know Grace, and Grace got me.
Not a problem because you'll be linking Grace directly
Okay.
Good job.
Okay. So you're connected with the
with the tour company.
with the tour company.
Mhm.
Oh, can you get with the travel agencies also?
Of course, without a
Is
doubt.
that a good idea?
Mhm.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I dropped a jewel today. That's all.
It makes sense if you're going somewhere new that you've never been to before, that you have a direct link with a travel agency. But if you have me already, why do you need to get a travel agency when I can also just book your flight, book your hotel, and you come?
Well, I was
I need
speaking.
it all inclusive because I don't
All
want to.
Right,
inclusive
so
in terms of
That's what all
I would be
inclusive would be.
picking you up at
No,
the
no, no,
airport.
no, no. I'm talking about I don't have to pay for my food.
All inclusive in terms of let me
I
continue.
apologize. I'm sorry.
All
Grace.
inclusive in terms
you
of
getting it hard with these
if you're
women
going to
today.
an all inclusive resort.
Okay.
That's different. You can be doing a package where it's a bread and breakfast, or you can do a package where you go to a hotel on the hip strip, and you can always choose to just walk next door to a restaurant or something,
Well, we
whether
eating
you
for
can
free.
get jerk chicken and jerk pork, and you better
Will
pay
is
your
thinking
money.
about his pockets
Will I
So
go
again.
in?
Will,
free.
if you're
Let-
going to an all-inclusive resort, you're paying for it.
I know. I'm talking about. I don't want to pay for it when I get there. So like when I went to Jamaica before,
Mm-hmm.
$30 every time I ate, and $30 every time the other person ate.
Right.
So it
You
was
want it all
$60
inclusive.
That's
for
why
breakfast, $60 for lunch, $60 for dinner. So I want to go there and say, hey, I'm at this hotel and put it on my tab. And I don't have to pay for nothing.
If you're-
I already paid for it.
if
I
it's
wanna
already
pay
paid for, then you won't need to say put it on my tab
No,
because you're
that
in the
was- I'm
resort.
sorry, that
That's
was a
that,
joke.
I'm just
sorry.
saying.
That was a joke.
Will, you are not getting
You're-
any grace
No.
today with
And-
these
So
ladies.
Grace,
And Grace is
Yes.
here.
And my minute too.
your transportation and tour, is there a separate name for that company?
No.
It's called Kleenex.
Well, how do is it under?
No. It's just under my name for now. I didn't. Okay. Each business that you have to pay separately for it.
Okay,
If you're gonna name it and
Right,
and
right.
so on, you have to do some separate stuff when it
Of
comes
course.
to taxes and
so
so
how
on.
would we
So
find that?
in order to find me, my number is there.
Oh,
I
okay.
will, and
So-
my website is also open.
Can you
so-
give us all that information? So,
My
'cause
I
number
was
is
fishing, Grace.
876 863 1686. Call Grace. You can't miss.
In the website?
Oh.
What's the
My bad,
website?
co-host.
Okay, all righty.
So we'll put that
Website.
information on the
Put the
YouTube and on our
website.
social media as
Yes.
well.
Mhm.
So so it'll be available for our listeners and audience. So you guys,
Thank
when
you.
you're taking that trip to Jamaica, you can link up with Grace for her transportation and her tours
For free.
I don't know. You making plates too? Can we get some food?
You
Or is
can
it
get
on-
some food, but that's
That's
not on me.
not.
Just so you know. I cooked.
Why you
I
have to say
cooked this.
Will? It's supposed
I
to be
cooked
everybody.
this week for Crystal
Well, she
and
just said
my
not on me,
friends
Will.
the curry chicken and
It was
some
delicious,
rice
too. It was
and
really, really
beans
good.
and so on. And yeah,
Okay. Well,
curry chicken. It was cooked down in some coconut milk with some ginger and stuff and garlic. but I can be touring and cooking at the same time.
That's true. I understand
Well,
that.
you gotta
Well,
go home sooner or later, so you know when you get to the house.
okay, so if I pick you up in the morning and I take you on a grand tour, where do I find the energy to do both?
I got vitamins for you.
Okay, I already have my vitamins, baby.
I'll bring you some Gatorade too.
No, I don't do Gatorade.
Me neither.
Okay, well, what we're getting ready to do is we're going to say thank you so much, Grace, for
You're such a
coming
mess.
to Chicago, coming to the United States.
Mhm.
That's for number one.
Yeah.
And then coming and blessing us with your presence and letting us
Thank
feel a little
you.
bit of what we have in Jamaica
Mhm.
through Grace. And your number is once again
876-863-1686.
Thank you very much, Grace.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna sign off here and pass that mic down to
You signing
Lexi.
off. Where you going?
I'm passing it down to Lexi. I'm passing it down to
I don't-
Lexi.
What time is it? I can't even see.
It's 4:56.
It says time to wrap. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and give our contact information. Crystal, let the audience know where they can find you, girl.
I'm gonna let you know where you can find me. You can find me at info@powercircleinvestments.com. You can find me there for all of your real estate needs.
Do you check that email? Because I say info.
Yes, I do.
You know, we won't see. All right. Will
Okay.
Adams. I'm a filmmaker. Will Adams Chicago on Instagram, Facebook. Website is lokekey.com. You can find all my work and stuff with Lexi, part of my stuff sooner or later. Thank you for having me on your show. And I'm gonna pass it on to Lexi.
And it's your girl, CEO Lexi Couture. You can find me on all social media at CEO Lexi Couture. On Facebook, you can find me at Alexis Arce. My website is www.couturemusicmgmt.com. We want to thank you for tuning in to the Super Business Women Show here on Intellectual Radio. We will catch you next Saturday, 3 to 5 p.m., where we'll actually be joined by Giles Travis, and I believe we have another guest. You'll see the promo for that. Thank you for tuning in. Have a beautiful Saturday, a beautiful weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the daddies, and I'm up for adoption. Happy Father's Day. Have a great weekend. Again, thanks for tuning in. Super Business Women Show on Intellectual Radio.
All this long, do you think of me? Now it's long, now it's long. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and want to apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me?